Elizabeth Cavatayo, Ashley Ketchum, Aaron Lathrop, Emily Marucci, Courtney Swingewood, Samantha Swingewood, Drew Fogle, Eric Talbot, Anthony Hopkins, Matthew Jacobs, Andrew Jonah, Noah Mitchell, Connor Robertson, and Tommy Truix. From Alma, Michaela Collins, Sydney Moe, Jennifer Ostrowski, and Paige Thompson. From Calvin, Grace Ann Del Campari, Valerie Edouard, Kirsten Hollis, Kylie Shaw, Amelia Shakui, Samantha Sunday, Erica Stinton, Anna Weber, Lydia Walls, Dat Cow, Noah Holsteg, Julian Iturbe, Bryce Miner, and Trevor Sparks. From Hope, Aubrey East, Paige Kuhn, Abigail Leduc, Alexa Pais Osorio, Emma Schaefer, James Mandeville, and Cameron Wilcox. From Kalamazoo, Olivia Anderson, Eva DeYoung, Katie Gearlock, Ella Palacios, Eve Petrie, Emily Tenniswood, Mary Trimble, Griffin Halloran, Aaron Martinez, Nick Nerhood, Tyler Sakalis Moore, and Armand Sudmankar. And from Olivet, Kayla Iaker, Thomas Krug, and Carter Moore. For one final time, ladies and gentlemen, would you recognize these seniors with a round of applause? At this time, if you are willing and able, would you please rise for the national anthem performed this evening by Miss MJ Calking.
So proudly we held Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Holland Aquatic Center. I am Carl Van Fossen here with Ian Townsend, and this is the finals for the MIAA Swimming and Diving Championships for 2022. And we have a very exciting afternoon in store, don't we, Ian?
Absolutely, Carl. Great to be here with you today, and we're looking forward here. We got our first event is the 1650 for the men. Most of the field is already swam today. We have our top 8 championship finalists here swimming their single event here in the mile.
So what's unique about this is that, unlike most other events, these top 8 theoretically could fall back. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yep, this is a time final event. No prelims finals for this one. They swim it once. Just because you're the top seed doesn't mean that you're going to stay inside the top 8.
Yeah, so it makes it a little bit interesting. And now, is there anything strategically then, do you want to come in with a good seed time to be in the top heat?
It's usually pretty important to have to be in that top 8, just to know what you're up against. You're generally going to get your champion from the first heat, from that final heat, but stranger things have happened in the miles. People have dropped big time. If we look back at what happened this morning, we've had some kids drop some great times. Joey Grassman from Hope, a freshman from right here at Holland Christian High School, has a top time this morning at 16:28.86, which is actually about 12 seconds faster than our top seed tonight, Bailey Smith. So if it was going to happen, tonight could be it, but we do have the returning champion and MIAA record holder Bailey Smith going in lane 4 here for Hope College.
So it's got to be a little bit harder then, because when they're looking at their split times, you know, trying to figure out if they're technically going to have a chance to beat Joey or not, or, I mean, do the coaches have any way to signal that to the swimmers?
You do your best, but in the mile, it's the pain train, right? You're just going as hard as you can go and get your hand on there as quickly as you can. It's definitely swimming's distance event. So it should be a really good, exciting time down here in the Saturday finals. A champion will be crowned for both the men and the women. Really close scores on both sides between Calvin and Hope with both genders.
Yeah, and I think that really makes things super duper exciting. I'm coming into the meet right now. On the men's side, Calvin has a lead 7:03 to 6:82 over Hope College. So just a 21-point lead, and in the women's side, Hope has a little bit more of a cushion with 671.5 to 600, but we got a lot of swimming to do today before we know how this is going to come.
A lot to be decided tonight, and one relay left, which are major points that could swing one way or the other. Should be really exciting.
All right, let me call off who we've got here. So swimming in lane 8 from Calvin, Caleb Tershak. Lane 7 from Hope, Theo Duong. Lane 6 from Calvin, Dane Hubers. Lane 5 from Hope College, Connor Halber. In lane 4, the top seed from Hope College, Bailey Smith, and defending champion. Lane 3 from Calvin, Josh Siedelman. In lane 2 from Albion, Russell Brown. And in lane 1 from Albion, Calvin Crone Willis.
It's going to be an exciting mile. Connor Halberg's been a standout here as a freshman for Hope from Northville. He's our 500 freestyle champion. Bailey Smith was in that event, so they've gone head-to-head as teammates already, and Connor came out in front. You know, different animal being the 500 versus the mile, but should be a great race, and really they're all chasing Joey Grassman.
And we head off. So, Ian, then, again, I'm assuming them being training partners really helps in terms of being able to hit a certain pace, being able to push each other at practice a little bit?
Absolutely, I think so. I think that helps, but I think there's also some pride here that these guys want to go out there and they want to be champs themselves and be the first one to touch the wall. So I think all that goes out the window, but I do think knowing each other helps out a little bit. Looks like Connor's jumping on this pretty quick. I always coach our kids to not really overwork that first 100, especially in an atmosphere like this. It's exciting. There's a great team race here. There's a tendency to get a little too excited and go a little too crazy here early, but it looks like everybody's settled into a comfortable pace, and really that the race doesn't really start till we get to about 600, 700 yards.
Well, and that was kind of the first question I was going to ask, especially when you think about the fact that they're trying to beat Joey Grassman. They have a pretty good idea where they want to be. Is it at the 200, 400? When are they kind of starting to think where, okay, if I'm where I need to be at that point?
Definitely once we get to the halfway point, they're really thinking, okay, I need to get this into gear and we need to get moving. And you're going to see coaches on the side here really getting animated once we get past 800 yards.
Okay. And you can see when you look at all the swimmers, definitely saving their kick right now.
Absolutely. So we're 121 there for Connor Hallberg. We were 124 for Joey Grassman at the same time, so we're 3 seconds ahead of that pace.
And he definitely does look pretty smooth, but it's hard to know unless you're actually in the pool
Exactly
how hard
right.
you're really pushing yourself, does it?
We have the best seat in the house up here. We're not in we're not in there grinding it out.
Yeah, I was just watching the cross-country marathon on the Winter Olympics, and same thing, you're almost just exhausted watching them.
Well, it's such an interesting sport. I've done the same thing as watch those track events, and they really decide the pace based on that day and how things feel, and swimming's a little bit different. You know, you're really going for the time on top of the place, and there can be some guys who are disappointed with a time even though they win. So in this case, I think they're just trying to definitely score points for the team and try and bring home that championship trophy.
Now again, does race strategy in a mile vary from swimmer to swimmer, or is it pretty much the same idea for most people how they want to approach the race?
I think absolutely. Some people like to pour it on right away and really get out to a lead and try and establish some dominance and maybe break some spirits, and some people are kind of wait. I think we got a really good example of that of Bobby Fink this summer at the Olympics, and his miraculous last 50 in both the 800 free and the 1500.
That was amazing to watch.
We were at Futures in Huntsville watching that, and we are a bar full of non-swimmers going crazy. It was pretty exciting. And it's not too often in the mile and the 800 you get the casual fan excited, that's for sure.
Well, and again, when a person comes back from that kind of deficit with that sort of energy at that level of a meet, is that training or just genetics or a little of both?
He's got something nobody else has. I mean, the times that he was putting down on the end of that are absolutely brilliant. There's no question about it. Now, as far as the team race goes here, we've got Hope in 1, 2, and 4 right here in the mile, and they've already got Joey Grassman in the barn, so some potential for some big points here from Hope. We also have Calvin there in lane number 3. That's Josh Seidelman. Hanging tough there with Bailey Smith in the middle.
So yeah, and especially with that, you could even see the points swing in just this one event today. So
yeah, I mean, I'm expecting a couple of swings back and forth. Calvin really is strong in the sprint events, and Hope really is strong in the distance and the breaststrokes.
Yeah, and based on the preliminary results, it does look like that. Looks like when we get to the 200 breast, we'll have a pretty strong Hope contingent, and the 100 will have a strong Calvin contingent. But when you look at some of the A finals and some of the other heats, definitely you see almost an even number, almost 2 and 2 or 3 and 3. So
absolutely, but man, that Calvin 1, 2, 3, 4 in the 100 is pretty daunting.
Yeah, that's got to be a tough hurdle to overcome. Plus, you would assume there's your relay right there.
Absolutely,
too, so.
Bodes really well for that 400 freestyle relay. There's no question.
All right, so we definitely have a good day to look forward to.
It makes Coach Gelderloos's job pretty easy when they decide it like that.
All right, so Connor Hallberg is still holding the lead. He's split at 29, so still holding under a minute for his 100 pace.
Absolutely, 0.3 faster than the rest of the field there. He's looking pretty good. You got Kelvin Crone-Willis up there in lane number 1 from Albion, just split under 30. He might be finding a groove here out there in lane number 1.
Yeah, he had it out a little hot, so I'm wondering if maybe he's going to be a fast burner or not. We'll see.
Oh, the Albion kids over there were pretty excited, so who knows. 4:43.48 there at the 500. That is 10 seconds clear of where Joey was at the same time here in the 500. So definitely Bailey and Josh there in lanes number 4 and 3 are ahead of Joey Grassman's pace as well. But this is really following suit here. Connor Hallberg's been really tough all weekend. Champ in the 500, and I believe he was second in the 200 as well.
Okay. So Joe Seidelman from Calvin definitely hanging in at 3rd. Looks like he's trying to scooch the lane line a little bit and get a draft, but hard to tell if he's getting too much benefit from that or not.
Now, Bailey Smith there in lane number 4 is coming off a shoulder surgery. He just got back in the water in about early January for a little bit of swimming, and really miraculous that he's back in here and competing at this level. He's a big, strong kid with a really good attitude and really just coming off shoulder surgery. And swim the mile might be the toughest thing to come back from and do, but he's definitely got a great attitude.
Well, good. And yeah, this is definitely not the first event I would pick if I were coming back from a lack of training. For how long was he out for?
He was out. He actually coached with us at Michigan Lakeshore during the summer because he was out and he was coaching in a sling and did a really good job of just mentoring some younger swimmers and he's a young swimmer himself. He's only a sophomore, but he's just a wise kid beyond his age and really somebody that our young swimmers really looked up to.
Well, and again, as with any sport, what any parent hopes for is to see a kid really learn those good, strong life lessons from it and be able to bring that down to the next generation. And
absolutely. He comes from a great program as well at Battle Creek Lakeview, swimming for Julie Youngquist and Kyle Lott, and, you know, expect nothing less from those guys. So 29.40, 29.46 there for Bailey Smith. He might be closing it up a little bit here on Connor.
Looks like they're about holding place, although on the outside, though, from Albion, Kevin Crone-Willis is making a little bit of a move over Theo Duong.
Absolutely, 29.95 there on that split.
So he does seem to have a little gas left in the tank.
Absolutely. I've been impressed with Albion all week, and I thought they've had some great swims. And, you know, obviously Calvin Hope have stolen the show here in this the two-team battle for first, but Albion's been great. We've had some great swims from Olivet, great swims from Alma, and Kalamazoo as well. It's been a really fun event to watch.
Well, and again, when you look at the team scores coming in, it looks like Albion is definitely looking like a pretty solid third in both the men and the women's side, but there's even in the 4th, 5th, and 6th place, there's still something to swim for some of those schools as well.
Absolutely. I was talking to Coach Brownell before the meet started. He said they have not gotten past 6th place in 6 years. So right? they're really excited about maybe getting out of there, and they got their sights set on even higher than that. So it should be fun to watch.
And again, that's one of the great things about the sport, like you were saying earlier, is you can finish whatever place you want, but the fact that everybody gets an opportunity to swim and you've always got that clock, the time to measure yourself against and to always compare yourself to. And, you know, as a coach, it makes it a little bit easier, I think, to finish 5th place and say, okay, but we did really well here, here, and here, and here's how we can improve.
Absolutely right. So a little bit of flip there. Bailey outsplit Connor there by 4 100ths. He's a couple of seconds back here, so he's going to have to chop a little more wood than that, but he's definitely looking a little bit stronger than Connor at this point.
Definitely made a little distance on Seidelman, though. They're pulling a little away from him.
So for your team race here, that Seidelman swim is big because their hope is obviously hoping that Grassman can maybe stay ahead of him. Beyond Grassman, you got an Alma swimmer, Nate Sutton, in second. He was 16:33. In third, you had Sam Hoover from Calvin at 16:34. So really bunched up those next 3 guys. They definitely could factor into this championship final when all is said and done. Once again, your meet record holder there in lane 4, that's Bailey Smith at 15:40. I think that pace is probably safe at this point.
That's probably a little much to ask given how the year has gone for him.
Absolutely. But again, he's sitting there in second right now, and I think he'd be okay with that. Obviously, I'm sure he's going to try and make a run here at his teammate.
Now again, being unfamiliar with college swimming, I know a lot of the seed times coming in are based on their December taper meet. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I know they just go season best times for their seed times at this meet. But yeah, definitely their mid-season meet, I think, is one that when they really lay down those times. The dual meet season's great. There are occasions where they throw suits on for those meets, but not too often, especially since those don't count towards your championship at the conference level.
And that
go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and that's definitely one of those things that makes college swimming a little bit different than high school swimming for those who are high school swimming fans is, of course, in high school swimming, dual meets still do factor into overall conference standings, but here for the MIAA, this meet is it. This is everything. No matter what, you could have lost every dual meet, but you win this meet, you win the championship.
Absolutely, winner take all.
So, in my opinion, that seems like that would put a lot of pressure on the coaches.
I think those guys are feeling pressure no matter what, those guys and girls both.
They probably haven't slept well the last couple of nights.
We got a lot of competitive kids on these teams that are expecting a lot, and as they should.
Want to hit their taper.
Absolutely right.
All right, and looks like places are still holding steady. Theo Duong is still in shouting distance of Kevin Crone-Willis there on the outside, but making some distance yet. Theo just split a 30.5, so Kevin Crone-Willis is starting to pull away a little more.
Yeah, Kevin dropping those 29.9s is pretty good right here in the middle of this race. He's definitely looking to get on that podium for sure.
Let's see if there's any chance if he could catch up with one of the Calvin swimmers or not. Looks like the Calvin swimmer in lane 6 has already been lapped, though. That's Dane Hubers from Calvin.
Yep. I think we're going to need a Bobby Fink type swim to change the places here.
Does look like that.
These guys are working hard for sure. 29.35 there from Connor Hallberg. 29.72. I don't think we've seen over 30 from either one of those guys. They look to be pretty solid there for first and second.
So we're coming up on, I think we just passed the 1,200 mark. Is that correct? So got about 400 or so to go. So again, have they started to kick in at this point?
It is go time now. Okay. Yeah, we're hammered down all you got left. Going to try and get to the wall as fast as we can. Some of these guys got swim still to go here. You got Caleb Tershak there in lane 8. He's got a 200 back final here in a couple of minutes. So this is going to be a test of his training. That's no question.
Yeah, so this is like his warm-up then.
Let's hope so. That's a tough double. We've got a couple of 2 back, 2 fly doubles later on in the meet, and that'll be interesting to see how those young ladies navigate that.
Yeah, and again, when you do train, how for a meet like this, which is 3 days, how does day 3 feel compared to day 1?
Yeah, day 3 is all about who's tough and who's put in the yardage and who's put in the time. There's no question about it. These events are grueling when it comes to this time, and it's really just down to grit and determination. But I'm always blown away at every level. These kids still find the energy to finish these meets, and it's actually a lot of fun to watch them.
Well, and more importantly, you can see the energy out there on the deck. Teammates rooting them on, even as long a race as this is. They want their guys to go.
Absolutely. I think we got to get you in one of those overalls there, the striped overalls that Calvin's got.
Yeah, those are pretty sharp. I don't know if I could wear the maroon and gold, though. See, as a Hope alum, I think that would be a little difficult.
Got to fly the Dutch, right? Yeah, I hear you.
But yeah, if you could find me some blue and orange ones, I'd probably wear those. All right, so Connor is splitting 29-4, so he's still kind of holding. How does that put him right now in the place compared to Joey?
Yeah, he's about... I'm trying to find where we are here. Yeah, I mean, he's a good distance here clear of him, probably about 20 seconds clear of where Joey was. So we're going to be looking at 16 low here, I think, as we come in.
Again, MIAA record is 1540.40 set in 2021 by Bailey Smith.
That's a heck of a great swim there for Bailey. Expect to see him back around that time next year as he gets himself back rehabbed and ready to go with that shoulder.
And Connor Hallberg is just a freshman, is that correct?
Yeah, freshman from Northville. Champion in the 500, and he was second in the 200, just behind Iturbe at 139.23. Iturbe was 138.3, so a little bit more speed from him. You'll see him in the 100, but Connor definitely showing a bright future here for Hope in the freestyle events.
And that's super exciting. And again, obviously there's some level of genetics that contributes to being a good distance swimmer, but as he gets older and stronger, would you tend to get more speed from that, or do you train differently that way?
It's definitely how it seems to go. Sometimes milers come down. It's rare that you go up. You don't have a lot of sprinters that end up swimming the mile, but sometimes you get those big boys that just decide that they can't take that kind of punishment anymore, and they come down and swim a little bit more sprint. Bailey Smith's a little bit of a different one just because he's such a big body. Normally that'd be a little bit more towards a sprint, but he can go all day.
Okay. All right, we are just about coming on the bell lap here. Connor Hallberg still has a significant lead over Bailey Smith.
Connor, if he gets on his horse here, he can get under 16 minutes, which would be a great swim. His seed time is 16:44, so he's looking at a season best at minimum here by about 45 seconds if he can really get on it.
And you can see his kick starting to come in, so it looks like he does have a little something. Wants to finish well. Connor Hallberg coming in at 15:59.57. Just gets under. Well done.
There's your MIAA champ right there.
He is super excited. Bailey Smith coming in second at 16:07. And Josh Seidelman from Calvin comes in 16:16 for third.
Big points for the Knights.
And look what we got over there in lane 2.
Fourth place there for Kelvin Crone-Willis for Albion.
Excellent. Outside smoker gets in there. Theo Duong comes in for fifth. Good strong 28.44 on his finishing 50.
So it looks like Joey Grassman's going to end up in fourth there at 16.28, just ahead of Kevin Crone-Willis up there in lane number 1.
So that goes Hope a 1.24.
1.24 finish there for Hope College.
And my mistake, by the way, about Russell Brown. Here comes Russell Brown in sixth.
Theo DeYoung's going to get onto the podium as well for Hope College. Those are going to be big points for Hope.
And he finished a little bit ahead of Dane Hubers, even though Hubers was seated higher. And Caleb Tershak comes in for the last one. So did anybody else that swam in the morning move into top 8?
It looks like Nate Sutton and Sam Hoover both did, where the 16.33 and a 16.34.
So we'll see what the final results show, but it looks like a good event for Hope to start off.
Absolutely.
Championship final of the women's mile.
All right, coming up next, we have event number 37, which will be the women's 1650 freestyle. MIAA record is 1654.13, set by Shelly Russell. I actually recognize that name. That's a pretty old record on the books.
All right.
And meet record 1714.63, set in 2013 by Lauren Soroka. And here come your ladies milers. I'm going to start with lane 8 from Hope College, Maggie Horner. Lane 7 from Hope College, Katie Whedon. Lane 6 from Hope College, Lindsay Case. Lane 5 from Olivet, Jennifer Mann. Lane 4 from Hope College, Nora Martin. Lane 3 from Kalamazoo, Mary Trimble. Lane 2 from Hope College, Abby Leduc. And in lane 1 from Calvin, Megan Pankratz.
Should be an exciting race here in the mile, just like with the men. You got your pool record there is 1639.30.
Does that look like that's within reach with any of these?
I don't think so. I brought it up because I coached that one.
And now here comes the start. And again, looking at this in terms of the team scores, Hope is coming in today leading by 71.5, and they have 5 people in this heat. But again, places are not guaranteed, depending on how they swim compared to the other morning swimmers. But definitely looks like Hope should have a strong contingent here.
Absolutely. It does help being in that final heat, as we said before, but anything can happen here. We got our men's scores updated on the board. It looks like Hope's pulled in front of Calvin by 7 after the mile.
So 749 for Hope, 742 for Calvin, Albion in third. And again, as we discussed, looks like Kalamazoo and Olivet are pretty close, so they definitely have a lot to fight over the course of the afternoon. So,
and with big relay points to happen, anything can happen on those relays. You lose one of those A relays and life gets difficult really quickly. They are scoring A and B relays this year, but B relays cannot move into A scoring position. So big points to make sure you stay legal. So this morning we had Linda Steen from Calvin at 18:13.99. She's led the way in the early morning heats. That's a sophomore from Calvin.
And so we'll see how that compares. When you look at the seed times, at least, that would put her in currently third. So assuming that these swimmers would swim up a notch, that would definitely put her down. But if they swim at their seed times, she could definitely be on the medal stand then.
She definitely could be knocking on the door. There's no question. Right there in lane number 5, getting out a little bit quicker than everybody else, 32.18 there at the 150 wall. That's Jennifer Mann. She was our 500 freestyle champion earlier from Olivet College. Looking to score some big points there for Olivet.
And did she go a 5.0 something?
She was 5.02, which is just off their school record. Really nice swim there to pull away late in the 500.
So maybe she's even though it looks like she's going out hard, maybe she's got a little something at the end too.
Yeah, one would think. She's definitely in the driver's seat right now. A lot of orange caps there in the middle, really staying there in a big pack. Must be a training group.
That's exactly what I was thinking looking at that too. No one clearly making a move yet.
Yeah, Maggie Horner there in lane 8. She's from Holt, Michigan for Hope. She was in the championship final at 200 freestyle. Lindsay Case, another nice 500 freestyle. I believe she was 9th in the 500 earlier this week, so she'll definitely be a factor in this race in lane number 6. And Nora Martin was 4th in the 500, but had a best time of 5:07 this weekend.
Nice. And are any of these milers 4IMers as well, or is that, because I think Theo Duong was a 4IMer if I recall correctly, who just recently finished for Hope.
There's definitely some trade-off in the 400 IM and the mile. A lot of people swim both. I know we do have Jennifer Mann here in the lead in lane 5. She's swimming the 200 breaststroke later as well. She's one of our top seeds in the 2 breast. So again, tough double going the mile. It takes a lot out of you, but these kids train hard. I'm sure they're going to be, up for the challenge.
Plus, as you said, this is the last day, so a lot of these kids are probably running on some adrenaline too.
Absolutely
and
right.
Sleep very well tonight.
Well, it's going to help having all their teammates here cheering them on. That's for sure. The energy in this building's been dynamite all season, and then all meet long. We've got our big construction wall here at the Holland Aquatic Center up, and I think it's actually made the building louder. A lot of noise coming off that wall and making the building a little bit more exciting.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what we're going to be seeing or what this is going to look like a year from now.
Absolutely. So we've got about a $30 million project here at the building that's really going to expand our offerings, and it's been a great thing this week where we had this great MIAA championship meet, but the building's been open for families and friends to come and really try out all the new features. We've got a new water slide, a new splash pad, a new lap swim area. Just a lot of fun stuff for the kids to come use, and especially, when you come to a swim meet, those younger brothers and sisters are generally beating their head against the wall, so it's nice to give them somewhere to go and spend some time. And then behind our big construction wall, they've just taken out all of our old play features, and they're putting in another 5-lane warm-up, warm-down area. So should be a really great place for teams to come and have their championship meet from all around.
And especially as a member of this community and seeing many state meets hosted here, MIAA meets, have sectional meets been here as well?
Not yet, but that's on the plan. That's something we're going to look into.
Okay, so that definitely puts this facility in the running for those type of events.
That is what we're hoping, absolutely. The sectional meet hasn't been hosted in the state of Michigan in quite some time, so.
And now normally, if you're a swimmer from Michigan, is that Indianapolis where typically those would take place?
We've had, I think this, we're going to be at Cleveland State this spring, and then during the summer we'll be at Spire Institute.
Okay.
They're a little bit further east.
Where's that?
Cleveland area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So generally in the Ohio area, Ohio State's had it a couple of times, but Indianapolis is definitely a popular one. Last year we were at Elkhart. They've got a brand new facility that's gorgeous down there in Elkhart, Indiana. But certainly this facility, when it's all said and done, is going to rival any of those.
No, that'll be a great thing for our community. Super excited to see that. So just coming off the board, Jennifer Mann still leading from Olivet. She turned about a 5:19 on her 500.
Right, so Linda Steen was at 5:32. She's about 13 seconds clear of Linda there. So Jennifer's well on her way here, if she can hold on to this, to being your distance queen here at the MIAA Championships.
That would be great for her. And again, especially challenging sometimes, it's nice to have a series of people that are roughly at your speed to be able to train with for
Absolutely.
these types of discipline events. So.
And Hope College is definitely looking really good right now. Second, third, and fourth, and challenging for fifth possibly here as well.
Now again, one of the advantages, thinking back to the facility, again, as a person who grew up in this community, I remember my first swim lessons and my high school swim meets at what is now the instructional pool, the 6-lane instructional pool. And even back then, it was really one of the better facilities, at least around the area. But now we will be able to host swim meets, but also have the family area open simultaneously, which
Absolutely.
has been difficult in the past.
Yep, swim lessons will be offered 6 days a week, and really shouldn't have much interruption. We're still growing into the new facility, that's for sure, but definitely ironing out kinks every single day.
But yeah, definitely once this is complete and once we get our feet under us, this is going to definitely be one of the best facilities in the state. And
Absolutely.
Hopefully all the members of the community will embrace it and try it out for themselves.
Yeah, it's definitely, if you haven't seen us, come see us again, because it's absolutely gorgeous. I tried it out myself the other day. I was in the steam room and the sauna, and it's hard to go wrong.
Have you tried the indoor track yet?
I did go around the indoor track a couple of times. It was a good time for sure.
I'm
not a runner, but I walked it. I'm more of a stationary bike guy. It was good times, though. So 32 flat there. It looks like about a 6/10 lead on everybody else. Mary Trimble making a move here at 32.6, though. She's out splitting the entire field there in lane 3 from Kazoo.
So it looks like she wants to move up.
There's definitely still time.
And definitely, yeah, with Nora Martin, she's definitely within shouting range of her.
Absolutely.
Now again, as the race proceeds, I'm thinking in lane 6, for example, with Lindsay Case, is she still able to see some of the people that are near her, or is she just kind of swimming in her own zone at this point?
I think absolutely. I would guess that she can see Mary Trimble, no question, 2 lanes over, and she can probably in the peripheral there catch Nora Martin's bubble and know that she's in an okay spot. The mile's a tough one, man. When it goes south in a hard way, and seeing somebody go by is a pretty devastating thing. So I think she's probably thinking she's in a pretty good spot right now, but can always be better. The only person feeling really good about themselves right now is in lane number 5, I'm guessing.
And you look at her tempo and you look at her kick, she does not seem to be flagging at all. She seems to be very comfortable with her pace at this point.
Talked to Coach Brownell again before the meet about how he's feeling about Jennifer, and he was pretty confident in her in this event. He liked what he saw in the 500 and really knows no reason to think that wouldn't carry over. However, there's been a lot of hard swimming since that 500 happened 2 nights ago.
She throws a 32.26 split down there. So still a good half second ahead of Nora Martin. So she still keeps putting some distance between her and her main rivals.
Absolutely. Starting to pick it up there in lane number 1 and lane number 2 as well, with Megan Pankratz and Abby Leduc from Calvin and Hope respectively. Those two are looking to challenge there for 4th place, excuse me.
So Jennifer Mann just turned on her 900 at this point.
32.24. Starting to bring those splits down a little bit.
So again, I will be curious. I'm thinking again in our lane 1 and our lane 2 and lane 7. I wonder how they will compare with our morning people when we get to the 1,000 in about a minute or so.
Our 1,000 split for Linda Steen this morning was 11.04. So it looks like Jennifer's going to be under that. She's looking to be about 10.41 or so at the 1,000 mark.
And still continuing to pull away, half second at a time, half second each 50. So.
Absolutely. Linda Steen there from Calvin is going to be in the mix there for the top 3, top 4 here, though, for sure. Mary Trimble and Leduc. And Megan Pankratz there, not swimming away from her totally. Bryn Cavanaugh from Albion at 18:29 is the 2nd place person from this morning as well. She's not out of the question here for a podium finish as well.
All right, so all these swimmers are turning on their 1,000 right here.
10:49
so
for Nora Martin.
11 minutes for most of them.
Again, 11:04 was that time this morning, so we're about 4 or 5 seconds clear of that in the 3rd, 4th race.
But definitely, yeah, Katie Whedon down there looks like she's about even with that spot right now if we just go based on the split times.
So big points there for Calvin if they can get Linda Steen to move up into that championship final area, along with Megan Pankratz. And really that's what makes these team events so fun. You got 2 people battling it out there for 4th in lanes 1 and 2. Those are big points that could decide this meet that they're all fighting for.
And especially given the dynamics of this league, I think that's exactly it. It's that 4th and 5th person that we're going to be watching that's really going to make the big difference.
That is exactly right. It's not enough just to have 1 star in each event. You got to have depth.
And also, speaking as a longtime swimming fan, it's really great just to see the MIAA now compared to even 20 years ago. When sometimes I remember even in some events, I remember seeing a 200 back that only had I believe 3 people in a B heat.
Okay.
But just to see all of these teams, the numbers seem to be going up. The times that it takes to make a B final or an A final are getting so much faster. So
it's definitely a dynamite league. I think it's great for our local kids to go to, and really all around the country. It's a great education and a great opportunity to swim for some great coaches and really have a great time enjoying the sport of swimming.
Yeah, and some of these schools definitely showing some noise in the national rankings. Certainly not competing with the Kenyans and the Emorys of the world, but still at least getting in there, and they're going to make some noise at nationals.
Absolutely. On their way, though. I know Hope and Calvin are both ranked inside the top 20 nationally in Division III, and obviously once this conference meets settled, then we'll all become MIAA fans and hope for the best for all those teams.
Now again, having never been to an NCAA, I would assume, is that pretty typical that people from the same league would tend to pull for each other once you get to that meet?
You know, that's a good question. I think that would be a good question for Coach Gelderloos and the rest of the MIAA contingent. I would hope so. As a Big Ten guy, I sometimes root for the other Big Ten schools, but not always.
Even that one in Ohio?
Not the one in Ann Arbor and not the one in Ohio generally.
I have trouble with that as well.
Absolutely. So, now that I think about it, maybe there isn't a lot of rooting going on interconference-wise.
But one of the nice things that I enjoy always about swimming is, again, all these kids looking across the lane. There might be some rivalries, and you certainly want to beat the person next to you, but you know how hard you work, and you know how hard that person next to you works, and there's some mutual respect as a result of that. So.
Absolutely.
All right, we are coming up on lap 52, which would put us at 1,300?
Yep.
So 3:50 to go for our lead swimmer.
32.6. Looks like Nora Martin's really picked up her tempo here in second place for Hope College. But Jennifer Mann definitely is going to lead this thing wire to wire, it appears.
But we definitely still have a close race. Looks like third is pretty solid, but definitely fourth and fifth still seems to be up in the air between Abby Leduc and Megan Pankratz, so I hope Calvin won there. That could be a swing.
Absolutely. Looks like Abby Leduc's picked it up here in the last couple of laps and has pulled away just a hair, but definitely not outside of Megan Pankratz's firing distance for sure. Lindsay Case is down there in lane 6 as well. She's battling it out. Again, just huge points to be decided. Maggie Horner down there in lane number 8. Can't see her that well. She's blocked by a lot of the fans there, but she just turned 35-45. So 34-1 there for Lindsay Case.
And Jennifer Mann still holding 32.2s. She is solid as a rock this whole race.
Looks like Mary Trimble's really established herself pretty clear-cut for third, but Abby Leduc has definitely given it a run here. 32.8 from Trimble, 33.7 there for Leduc.
And we got 200, I believe, to chase her down yet?
Yep, eight lengths to go.
And again, as I was looking, some of these swimmers I'm noticing, some of them are one-side breathers, but some of them double-side. Is that just, they just establish a normal rhythm and hold that, or is that strategic just to see who's on either side of you?
Absolutely about feel, in my opinion. I think I've heard that on broadcasts a lot about not being able to see another swimmer. You can still see them if you're not breathing to the side. There's a lot of peripheral vision that goes on, and I think you can still see them. I know when I swam I could, and I think a lot of these seasoned swimmers can really have a good sense of where they are. Certainly it helps to maybe take a peek every now and then to the other side within the flow of the race, especially in something like this. There's no need to rush and no need to break your rhythm by scouring the pool. You go as fast as you can and see where everybody finishes when we touch.
Yeah, that makes sense. It seems like, yeah, your number one goal would be just to find a comfortable rhythm regardless of what that is. So. All right, Jen Mann still turning at a 32.5, so she looks like she was probably going to be our winner today.
Got a 75 to go here for Jen Mann.
I believe at the conclusion of this heat, they will be doing the awards.
31.98, that's her first time under 32 in a while there. Looks like Jen's got the legs going.
She wants to finish strong.
And she's coming in seated at 17.53. She'll be healthily under that.
Lauren Martin making a move, 32-0 on that split. She looks like she is definitely a solid for second.
Still really big points being decided there in lane number 6 and lane number 1 between Pankratz and Case. There's your winner.
There's our winner, 17:40.27, nice time.
Sophomore from Olivet.
And Norm Martin from Hope comes in at second, 17:51. Here comes Megan Trimble, or Mary Trimble from Kalamazoo.
Again, 18-13's that number, so LeDuc's going to sneak under it. But that means Linda Steen from Calvin's going to place 5th.
And we got an outside smoker from Calvin. So Megan Pankratz just sneaks in ahead of Lindsay Case there.
So that'd be 6th to Megan and 7th to Lindsay.
So Calvin moved up a little bit.
They did. Yeah, so Megan was seated 7th and Linda was obviously seated outside the top 8 to scoot in there. That's pretty big points there for Calvin College, or Calvin University, excuse me.
I know. Again, growing up in this town, it's tough to get used to that.
Exactly right. Give them their flowers. There's Maggie Horner finishing there, 18:52.10.
All right, so coming up in just a few minutes, we will be presenting awards for the 1650.
These poor girls just banged out that mile as fast as they could. Now they got to scoot over there to the podium and put a smile on their face.
Yeah, but if you had a good race or hit a good time, that's probably not that difficult.
That's exactly right. Well, 17 minutes and 40 seconds of max effort. There's going to be some red faces over there, no question. And congratulations again to Connor Hallberg and Jennifer Mann for winning the 1650 this year at the MIAA meet.
So those are our swimming marathoners. So right now we're announcing the 9th through 16th place for the men's 1650.
In 10th from Albion, Russell Brown. And in 9th from Kalamazoo, Zach Butters.
All right, now we should be looking at the top 8.
Top 8 finalists from the men's mile. In 8th.
So finishing in 8th place from Hope College, Theo Duong. In 7th place from Calvin, we got Sam Hoover.
In 6th from Alma, Nate Sutton.
Nate Sutton from Alma finishing 6th.
In 5th from Albion, Calvin Crone-Willis.
Calvin Crone-Willis from Albion finishing 5th.
Joey Grassman.
Joey Grassman from Hope in 4th.
In 3rd from Calvin, Josh Siedelman. In 2nd from Hope, Bailey Smith.
There's our comeback kid, Bailey Smith. Nice job for him today.
With a time of 15:59:57 from Hope, Connor Halbert.
A lot of HMS on that podium. Going to be, like we said, big points there for Hope College. They've surged into lead after the mile. Nothing has been decided yet, though.
No, it's a 7-point meet or a 6-point meet right now at this point. So
there's Hope College flying the HMS flag.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Results from the women's.
all right, and next up we'll be announcing the results from the women's 1650.
Lizzie Silver. In 15th from Alma, Abby Haig.
Yeah, my son is a freshman at Alma.
Oh, very nice.
They're on their spring break actually right now, so he's down in Louisiana. He's a pitcher on the baseball team, hoping to get an inning or two in. So
fantastic.
I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my son Neil.
Beautiful, I love it.
Good luck down there in Louisiana, kid.
In 10th from Alma,
couldn't get my kids to swim. They did 1 year of age group, and that was good enough for them.
Yeah, well, my son's a senior at West Ottawa High School this year. They're getting ready for their conference meet at the OK Red meet next week at East Kentwood.
Next weekend? Okay.
And then as soon as that's done, he joins up with the baseball team. So
oh, really?
we figured out a way to get him to do both. His mother's family is a big baseball family, and obviously my side skews a little more swimming.
But still, isn't that great for athletes, though, to be able to do multiple sports?
100%.
And so many things. They were just highlighting that in the Super Bowl, how many NFL quarterbacks were three-sport athletes in high school and how important that is.
I never chase kids away from the pool. If they want to keep swimming, I'm definitely into it. But I also understand that if they've got another passion, that's great. And I just want to. Most of these kids aren't going to go pro in what they're doing, and I want them to use these sports as a vehicle to get an education. And if you're good enough, man, maybe you'll get paid for it a little bit. So.
Yeah. And here's our 1650 women's champion from Olivet College, Jennifer Mann. But again, when you look at that board, Calvin definitely moved up a bit, but definitely Hope has 3, Calvin 2 in the top 8.
Absolutely, so. Those are going to be big points, but definitely some big moves for Calvin. So I imagine Calvin scored more there than they were guessing going in, and so that's a big shift.
All right, so now we go to some shorter events, although I don't think the swimmers that are going to swim them feel that way. Now we have the B final for the men's 200 backstroke. In lane 8, which is the one closest to us, we have Seth Kading from Olivet. In lane 7 from Kalamazoo, Ty Sakalis-Moore. In lane 6 from Albion, Eric Halboth. In lane 5 from Albion, Noah Mitchell. In lane 4 from Calvin, Josiah Viss. In lane 3 from Kalamazoo, Andre Folk. In lane 2 from Albion, Richard Pfeiffer. And in lane 1 from Kalamazoo, Fuzail Ahmed.
Should be exciting heat here in the 200 backstroke. Our big drop this morning was Ty Sakalis-Moore from Kalamazoo. Dropped 4 seconds off his best time to get down to that sub 2 minute range. Always tough to back up a big drop like that in the morning to come back at night and do it. Let's see how he fares.
And again, in a situation where the finals are the same day as the prelims, see again, my experience as a high school swimmer is that the finals were the day after the prelims. Is it easier to hold?
I definitely love morning evening finals. I really do. I think it's the best opportunity to really showcase who's the best swimmer that day. A lot can happen in 24 hours.
True.
A little bit more tired, and usually guys come back a lot faster at night.
And again, it's a 200, but right now we've got Eric Halboth from Albion coming out to an early lead, 54.7 on his 100 term.
He was out in 57.7 this morning, so he's out 3 seconds, a full 3 seconds faster tonight than he was this morning.
So maybe he's got a little left. And again, that's always the toughest thing as a swimmer is how hard do you swim that prelim trying to make your A final versus what you want to save for the evening session.
Absolutely right. If you're in this heat, you definitely were having to qualify this morning, so not a lot to hold back.
All right, coming up on the last 50, we got Noah Mitchell making a move.
29.0 there for Noah Mitchell. He's at 124.46. Yeah. He was 125.7 this morning, so he's a second and a half ahead of that pace.
Looks like he's putting up a strong finish. Eric Halboth is fading a little bit. We also got Josiah Viss from Calvin, who's actually seated a hair higher, so this is actually a switch. Albion finishing ahead of Calvin in the B final at least.
Noah from 155 this morning down to 152.95 to take heat number 1.
That's a good drop. So again, looking ahead at the A final, there's a couple of 54s and 55s. So we'll see how those guys swim.
Going to be exciting heat here in the 200 backstroke for the men. I'm excited to see what we've got. You got Colin Kalkman, who's clearly your top seed at 149.22, but you got some pretty studly guys there lurking. You don't know who spent more energy in the morning getting here, so if somebody backed off a little bit and was still able to qualify, they might have some fireworks this evening.
Yeah, and I noticed that looking at some of the results from the previous day, Julian Iturbe from Calvin definitely is one of those who definitely likes to save a little bit for the finals.
It is a luxury to be able to qualify without working too hard. That's absolutely true.
So again, every swimmer and coach has to decide how they're going to approach the prelims based on that. But
There's all those stories about you play around a little bit too much in the morning and you end up 9th, and then that's it.
That's the worst place to be, isn't it?
Nowhere to go.
All right, here's our lineup. Again, starting with the swimmer closest to us. In lane 8 from Calvin, Caleb Tershak. In lane 7 from Kalamazoo, Ben Pickrell. In lane 6 from Hope, Dallas Fisher. In lane 5 from Albion College, Connor Robertson. In lane 4, our top seed from Hope College, Colin Kalkman. In lane 3 from Calvin, David Bajwa. In lane 2 from Hope College, Ben Catton. And in lane 1 from Calvin, Trevor Sparks.
Got a couple of local boys here from Holland Christian there in lane number 4, Colin Kalkman, and lane number 2, Ben Catton. Holland Christian state champions have taken their show on down the road at Hope College.
Yeah, Ben Catton's had a really nice meet this weekend. Let's see if he can follow it up with a good 2 back.
Ben Catton's your 100 backstroke MIAA champion and your 100 butterfly MIAA champ.
By the way, Colin's seed time coming in was a little bit below the B cut. Maybe not close enough yet for an invite, but let's see what these guys can do tonight. Meet record is a 149.01. There's a decent chance we might see that one go down.
Absolutely could see that go down. Right now, Ben Catton jumping on this front 50 here in lane number 2.
Now, you know Ben and Colin pretty well.
I do. A couple of great young men right there swim with us when they're not swimming for their Hope team. And
are we going to see a different approach from either of those two?
I think Ben is going to jump on this front side a lot more than he did this morning. There's no question. He was 55.8 on the way out this morning, and I think he's going to be much faster than that. He's 48 in the 100 back. I expect him to be around 52, 53 here at the one back. But Colin looks like he's looking pretty good here. A little bit of wiggle.
Right now we got a Hope 1-2 so far.
Do not lose sight of Connor Robertson. He's doing a great job there in lane number 5. He was
nice turn, 27.19, same as Colin.
52.9 for Catton, 52.6 for Colin Kalkman. 200 backstrokes, a little bit more Colin's speed. He was 3rd in the 100 back, but Connor Robertson's looking really good there in lane number 5.
Yeah, we're gonna have a tight finish here.
We got 150 to go here at the 150 mark.
And also keep an eye out in lane 7. We got Ben Pickrell, and this could be a big one in the team standings with him finishing right now ahead of Dallas Fisher.
Sure.
And here we go, last 50.
We got 28.38 to lead the way there for Colin, but Ben was 28.4. Could be a Hope 1-2 finish here. But Connor Robertson staying real tough.
I did see Ben take a look on that flip turn.
They're teammates and friends, but also rivals, right? Looks like it's going to be Colin.
And 149.5. So no meet record, but excellent times. 2 Hope swimmers under 150. Connor Robertson pulling in a solid 3rd for Albion.
Ben Catton down from 151 seed time down to 149.72. Colin Kalkman down from 150 down to 149. Great swim there in lane number 5 from Connor Robertson.
And a nice swim from Ben Pickrell in lane 7 there at KZoo. Finishing a 153, so it's about on his seed time, but a good finish in terms of the placing.
Absolutely. Connor Robertson down from 155 to 151 flat. That's a great swim there in lane number 5, the senior from Albion.
All right, and next up we'll be doing event 39, which is the women's 200 backstroke. MIAA and meet records both held by Meg Peel, who's a senior at Alabama?
She's graduated from Alabama.
Graduated,
now, yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm. But former Hope College star.
And also daughter of former Hope star Rob Peel.
Rob Peel. And sister of Cam Peel.
Again, runs in the family, doesn't it?
Exactly.
All right, here's our lane assignments. In lane 8, closest to us from Olivet, Jordan Krusky. Lane 7 from Kalamazoo, Katie Gearlock. Lane 6 from Alma, Marissa Luzak. Lane 5 from Albion, Elizabeth Cavatayo. Lane 4 from Calvin, Sadie Norman. Lane 3 from Alma, Megan Neely. Lane 2 from Kalamazoo, Eva DeYoung. And in lane 1 from Olivet, Ann Borth.
Kind of bunched up in the middle lanes here. Should be an exciting race.
And again, we got a Calvin in lane 4, Albion in lane 5. Now, I got a technique question for you. Obviously, one of the nice things about the backstroke is you have the ability to breathe anytime you want. But do the good swimmers still establish a breathing rhythm while they're swimming?
Absolutely, yeah. Definitely want to breathing as that hand goes in and keep yourself from going too much in and out. You want to control that breathing the entire way. You're definitely going to see them struggle a little bit with air, even though they get to breathe the whole time, especially with the amount of underwater kicking that they're going to do.
Yeah, and especially on a 200. We'll watch those underwaters on that last 50 and see what they have.
Absolutely. The legs are really what feeds it there, and those legs go in a two back. It's definitely a grueling race. Really tight race there in the middle there. Those two girls were both out in 104 this morning. Now they're out in 103.
And they're about to turn into their last 50 here.
It's like Sadie Norman's taking control of this race a bit. About a second ahead of her time this morning at 138.0. There's 137.16 tonight. She was seated at 216, went 213 this morning. She should beat that 213 as well.
And again, with all the other events, these B finalists can move no higher than 9th, regardless of their actual time, unlike the 1650 that we were watching earlier.
That is correct. You cannot, no matter how fast you go, you're still getting 9th.
And looks like we're going to hit the wall with another best time. About 2-second drop for Sadie Norman. Nice job.
Big team points there for Calvin, taking that consolation final. 9 points gets you 9 points, or 9th place gets you 9 points, excuse me.
Understood, but that's always that most nervous position. Again, like we talked about, that's part of that strategy in the prelims. You want that 8th place or that 16th place. That's the best place to be.
Absolutely right.
And coming in, we have our other finalists.
Great swim there for Jordan Krusky from Olivet. She was 247 this morning, goes 236 tonight.
Excellent, good for her. Good way to finish.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your championship final of the women's 200-yard backstroke.
And now they're going to march out the finalists for the 2-back. Again, our top seed as they're coming around, we got Sarah Krause from Hope, who went 2:01.63 in the morning. So again, within reach of the meet record, possibly.
Absolutely. Sarah's a very versatile swimmer, breaststroker, IMer, 200 backstroker. You can really put her anywhere you want. She was 23 on their 200 freestyle relay. Sarah Krause from Rockford, she's a tough swimmer, no question.
So the classic Swiss Army knife in swimming. Yes.
Absolutely. She's got an older sister right now swimming at Ohio State who's scoring points for the Buckeyes at Big Tens right now. It's a swimming family.
Well, I can't say I'm happy to hear that, but nonetheless. All right, here's our lane assignments again. Closest to us is lane 8 from Kalamazoo, Olivia Anderson. Lane 7 from Calvin, Annie Connors. Lane 6 from Hope, Macy Meyer. Lane 5 from Hope, Grace Wesley. In lane 4, our top seed from Hope, Sarah Krause. In lane 3 from Albion, Sarah Griffiths. In lane 2 from Calvin, Claire Seitzma. And in lane 1 from Albion, Emily Marucci.
Championship final of the women's 200-yard backstroke.
And we've got 3 of these girls doing doubles here, 2 back, 2 fly. You've got Macy Meyer, Grace Wesley, and Sarah Griffiths all doing the 200 fly later. That's certainly a tall task this week.
So yeah, how do you plan for that one, or is it just training?
As soon as you're done with this, you're into the warm down area, you collect your award, and then you just try and recover as soon as you can.
So is this Sarah Krause's 3rd event then?
This is Sarah Krause's 3rd event,
So
and she's been probably the most impressive girl at this meet so far, there's no question. She won the 200 IM, and she won the 100 breaststroke already in this meet.
And just a freshman. So excellent future for Coach Tabor. I'm sure he's got to be excited about that.
Apologies to Maddie Smith. I believe she won the 100 backstroke, not the 100 breaststroke. Don't want to slight our Albion College fans.
Fair point, fair point.
28.07 for Sarah out.
Start.
About a half-second faster than she was this morning.
Now, is Sarah again more of a sprinter, or is the 200 her stronger event?
Definitely more of a sprinter, but you know, you get to college and things change. You know, she was as a high school age group type swimmer, she was more of a 100 and down kind of girl, but now that she's in college, this 200 backstroke seeming like a pretty good event for her already as a freshman.
All right, we got Claire Seitzma out there in lane 2 for Calvin, making a move. See if she can hang on.
That's big for the Knights.
And again, as you look at the seed times, you would think that Sarah Krause runs away with this and Grace Wesley and then a bunch of 208s and 209s, but it doesn't look like that when you look at the pool right now.
Absolutely. Claire was out in double O this tonight, but she was only out in 101 this morning, so she's looking pretty good here.
Sarah Krause definitely establishing herself, though. Let's see if she's under 130 easily. So she could put a good 50 on. She might get that meet record.
Absolutely. That sub-2 is definitely within reach here for Sarah Krause, Hope College freshman.
But we got a tight one for second. Look at that.
Definitely. Grace Wesley looks to be a little bit stronger, 33.54, but Sarah Griffith's there in lane 3, 33.5 as well. She's making a charge from Albion.
And Marucci out there in lane 1.
Marucci's been in championship finals in the IM and the 2 free, so she's no stranger to this stage.
She had a good underwater, too. Look at
there
that.
You go. She's challenging there for second out there.
Sarah Krause, new meet record.
158.60.
Look at this race for second. And Grace Wesley just gets it. 207 for Marucci.
Annie Connors in lane 7, 207.77.
So there was
sneaks
some
in for
movement.
4th.
Definitely some movement in that heat. See how that affects the team scores.
Congrats to Sarah Krause, though. New meet record, just off the MIAA record. So Meg Peel holds on to one of them.
Now with a B cut of 203.37, you think she's got a decent chance of getting an invite, though?
You would think that would be pretty close to, looks like her invite time. I think she's going to have a really good shot. The automatic time is 1:55, so you'd think she's been in a good spot there at 1:58 mid.
Consolation results from the men's 200-yard backstroke. In 16th from
and now they're announcing the console finalists for the men's 200 backstroke. And right now, team scores as of the backstroke now, we have Calvin with 788 and Hope with 798 after the 2 back for the men. So 10 points now.
10 points. You couldn't ask for anything more here, coming right down to it.
We'll see how that 200 breast and 100 free come up, so stay tuned, folks.
Kazoo's about 50 up on Olivet. So in that race for 4th is still pretty tight.
All right, and here's our top 8 from the 2 back. Coming up on the podium.
In 6th from Calvin, Trevor Sparks. In 5th from Kalamazoo, Ben Pickrell. In 4th from Calvin, David Boswell.
Now it's an interesting thing. I wonder, like you were talking about trying to double up on, say, a 200 back and a 2 fly. Would a swimmer, if they have a certain place and know where they're going to be, maybe save themselves for a relay? Or
I can't imagine a coach asking for that. Just
at this point, everybody's just swimming their best no matter
this
what.
Is all guts and glory right now. You got to get out there and get your hand on the wall any way you possibly can.
49.56 from Hope, Colin Kalkman.
And Colin Kalkman and Ben Catton. 1-2 finish for Hope. Connor Robertson with a solid 3rd for Albion.
Absolutely. Couple of high school teammates, now college teammates.
Yeah, that's got to be special and especially fun.
Fun fact about Colin, his dad actually swam for Calvin University.
He did, and in fact, he swam for Holland Christian. I swam against Colin Kalkman in the 500, and he soundly beat me.
I'm sure James will appreciate that.
Sorry, not Colin. Yes, James, thank you.
I know when Colin committed, it was a little bit of drama in the Kalkman household, no question.
Oh, I'm sure.
He definitely is a Calvin Knight through and through, James.
But still, that's one of the greatest things about this rivalry. I taught for 3 years in Arizona. I got my first job after graduating Hope. And in my very first class as a 22-year-old, one of my students walks up to me and introduced himself. His name was John Baker. Said, well, my parents graduated from Calvin.
Like, well, I'll hold it against you.
Exactly. It didn't affect his grade. He's a great student. But it's just amazing that connection that this rivalry creates. No matter where you are in the nation and the world, every Hope and Calvin person recognizes that. And again, it's the MIAA being such an old conference with some great history here. It's really cool to see all these schools with all the conferences that change in the nation, all these schools that stay here and are part of this, and the legacies that get passed down through families.
Now, are those 2 schools pretty big rivals in football as well? Calvin and Hope, those are?
No, they never have been.
Really?
No, Hope seems to own them in football.
Okay. I feel like I'm asking the wrong guy.
From Hope, Sarah
Very nice.
For those who don't know, Calvin does not participate in football and never has. So. Again, it's hard with swimming fans. You assume everybody knows everything about football, but you never know.
Absolutely right.
And again, here's our top 8 for the women's 200 back. Again, a 1-2 for Hope. Sarah Krause with that meet record, 158.60 on the top. All right, and now we are on to the men's 100 freestyle. So in the women's meet, team scores, Hope's got about a good 100 points now over Calvin. So that's a pretty good margin.
Hope definitely in the driver's seat.
All right, B final, men's 100. So here's your lane assignments. Closest to us in lane 8 from Kalamazoo, Armand Sudmankar. Lane 7 from Kalamazoo, Daniel Koselka. Lane 6 from Olivet, Carter Moore. Lane 5 from Albion, Brendan Ritchie. Lane 4 from Albion, Cole Nelson. Lane 3 from Kalamazoo, Oliver Ty. Lane 2 from Kalamazoo, Tim Karabas. And in lane 1 from Kalamazoo, Justin Beckrow.
22.52 there in lane number 5 for Cole Nelson from Albion College. Looks like he's trying to jump on this event early.
Again, we should have a nice close finish here based on the seed times. So we've seen a little bit of spread in the middle of the pool.
And Cole Nelson's race to lose here from Albion in lane 4. Great late charge there from Ty in lane 3.
47.8 to finish, so a lot of guys under their morning times. That's good.
Oliver Ty down to 48.12 to get second there in lane 3 from Kalamazoo.
And again, some of these guys might be showing up in the relay, but always nice to get that last good, solid individual time.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your championship final of the men's 100-yard freestyle.
Now this event to me really does seem like it's going to decide the meet here. If Hope can jump in there and break up some of this Calvin 1, 2, 3, 4, then we could be looking at a really tight race to the finish, but these are going to be major points if Calvin can hang on to this 1, 2, 3, 4 that they are in right now.
So hang on to your seats, folks. We got a good one coming for you. Just listen to the crowd.
You got to think Iturbe and Harris there out front for Calvin are going to be pretty untouchable at 44.7 and 44.8.
Yeah, and as we've said before, Iturbe almost always seems to come back on the finals and have a little better swim than his prelims.
Absolutely.
All right, here's your lane assignments. Closest to us in lane 8 from Hope, Alex Boersma. Lane 7 from Hope, Joel Cummins. Lane 6 from Calvin, Hudson DeBoer. Lane 5 from Calvin, Jacob Harris. Lane 4, our top seed from Calvin, Julian Iturbe. Lane 3 from Calvin, Noah Holstag. Lane 2 from Hope, Jackson Isle. And in lane 1 from Albion, Thomas Truex. All right, start's probably important here.
Absolutely, got to be off fast.
Again, these are obviously all sprinters, Ian, but does oxygen that come into play in that last 25 and 100 freestyle?
Absolutely. Breathing pattern's a big one. I know Simone Manuel has really made it famous of going 4-4 on the way out, breathing pattern, and then down to 2-2 on the way home. So it's be interesting to see how it goes here. You definitely don't want to overswim this first 50. You got to have something left to come back, but not a lot of room for error.
No.
21.44 out here for Iturbe. He's about 0.3 faster tonight than he was this morning.
Looks pretty solid. We'll see this last turn.
Lane 7, Cummins from Hope is really trying to break up that top 4 we talked about.
He's got a chance to do it, but looking like 1, 2, 3 for Calvin right now.
Absolutely, Iturbe, 44.08.
All right, but we got that Hope 4th place, so 1, 2, 3 for Calvin on this. Hope in 4th, and Jackson Ewell 5th for Hope.
44.97 from Jake Harris in lane number 5. That's another local boy from Holland Christian.
And again, B cut is 45.27, so a couple 44s there. All right.
44.86 was the invite time last time. So those boys should be really looking to make it to that NCAA meet.
All right, and now we will be going to the B final here for the women's, 100 freestyle. Meet record in MIAA is 50.04 by Calvin's Abby Van Harn. And here are our lane assignments. Again, closest to us, lane 8 is Ava Williams from Kalamazoo. Lane 7 from Kalamazoo, Farah Ghazal. Lane 6 from Kalamazoo, Maya Richter. Lane 5 from Olivet, Kayla Eichiker. Lane 4 from Hope College, Lauren Ryle. Lane 3 from Calvin, Kara Bolger. Lane 2 from Kalamazoo, Camille Mizra. And in lane 1 from Kalamazoo, Kelsey Logsdon.
Top seed in the seat, Lauren Ryle at 54.34 from Hope College.
Again, as we discussed before, these places, this 4th and 5th swimmer on both Hope and Calvin could really be important at the end of this.
Absolutely. 16th place scores you 1 point. In a meet that could come down to 1 point, it's a big deal.
Definitely looks like Lauren Ryle came off with a good 50 split to start. Comes off her last turn, and out there in lane 2, we got Camille Mizra from Kalamazoo making a move. Also Kayla Eichiker from Olivet hanging in there.
54 this morning, 53.89. 9th place for Lauren Ryle.
And Bolger from Calvin 5th. And Maya Richter 4th. So again, always good to see a time go a little bit faster than your prelim session.
Great swim there for Kayla Eichiker from Olivet, lane number 5, 54.83, down from 56 in her seed time. Great swim for the Comets.
All right, and now here are your finalists. Again, we got some local products. Our top seed here, Hannah Fadman from Hamilton High School, a freshman.
Absolutely, your new MIAA record holder in the 50 freestyle, Hannah Fadman.
So do you think she's got something for this event today?
You know, you would think. She's been hot all meet. Also local flavor there in lane 8 with Sage Gettings from Holland High School.
Now she's normally a butterflyer, but she's definitely a strong sprinter, so maybe we could see a nice little surprise out of her in lane 8. So here's your lane assignments. In lane 8 from Albion College, Sage Gettings. Lane 7 from Calvin, Valerie Edward. Lane 6 from Hope, Delaney Wasola. Lane 5 from Calvin, Sydney Sunday. Our top seed in lane 4 from Albion, Hannah Fadman. Lane 3 from Calvin, Maggie Farrell. Lane 2 from Calvin, Hannah Brown. And in lane 1 from Hope College, Madeline Tessin.
A lot of firepower in this event here. You got Sage, who was second in the 100 fly. Maggie Farrell in lane number 3 won the 100 fly for Calvin. And then you've got your fastest lady in the pool there, Hannah Fathman, in the 50 freestyle was your champion as well.
So there could be a lot of points up for grabs here.
Sydney Sonde from out of the Portage area. A lot of freshman firepower for Calvin University.
Just about even there on the first 25.
Hannah Brown in lane 2 looking pretty good for Calvin as well.
Now again, given the underwater push-off after a turn, that you would think, does that favor a butterfly or a strong fly kick?
It definitely does not hurt to have a great underwater kick. It used to be only butterflyers, but now it's really shifted to every stroke except breaststroke, being great on those underwater dolphin kicks. It's like Fathman's going to run away with this thing.
She's got a clear lead for sure, but we got a lot of people that could still get second yet.
I'm guessing Coach Tolsma's smiling somewhere, pretty excited about this swim.
He did a great job commentating the other day as well.
Absolutely.
Sage Gettings snuck in from the outside there, a little outside smoke, 52.8.
Down from 54 this morning, down to 52.8. Good swim there for Sage Gettings.
So Albion had a nice finish there. 1 and a 5 for them.
Big points for Calvin, 2,
Calvin,
3,
yeah.
4.
Hope slips back a little bit. And now, of course, these sprinters get the joy of hopping out of the pool and heading right to the awards.
They absolutely do. That's always my favorite part of the Olympic coverage is when they stick that mic in their face while they're in the water after they finish. You get a lot of heavy breathing and not a whole lot of insight other than I'm just trying to survive here.
And we do have a point swing, by the way, men's team scores after that 100 freestyle. As we kind of predicted, Calvin definitely making a nice move. They have now 854 to 838 for Hope College. So Calvin back in the lead, but Hope yet has a really good chance with 4 finalists in the 200 breaststroke.
Absolutely, a lot of punch, counter punch going on right now.
In 16th
definitely as a coach, when you pick what kids go in what events, I wonder what the coaches are thinking right now.
Well, there's always room for second guessing no matter what. I'm sure all of these coaches on every single team are comfortable with the guys and the girls that they've thrown forth and kind of dance with the girl that brought you.
Now again, at a college level, obviously when you are in contention for a team trophy, making sure you give your team the best chance to do that is important, but does input from individual swimmers also play a factor?
I think it's an idea of really knowing your team and knowing the personnel on your team. There are kids that just don't swim all that well when they're tired and going through the grind of a season. And for those that don't know, you generally have a peak training period where your swimmers are swimming pretty tired. It's really difficult to go fast, and some people react really well to that rest period that leads into a championship meet, and you can just count on them. You can set your watch to know these kids are going to be fast when it's time to go fast, and so a little bit of that is just experience and knowing your team. But it's definitely a guessing game because, you know, there's been swimmers from every single one of these teams that have swam fast enough to swim in the finals that weren't able to because they just weren't a part of the scoring lineup.
And that's got to be obviously a difficult thing when they make that decision. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at your top 8 for the men's 100 free. Julian Iturbe from Calvin. 1-2-3 sweep there for Calvin on top of the award stand.
Big points there for Calvin, absolutely. 1, 2, 3, and 6 there from Hudson DeBoer there in sixth place with 46.53.
Although we did mention that, again, they were top 4 seeds coming in, so Hope may have, even though it doesn't look like it, Hope may have made a gain in that event.
They may have. That's absolutely right. Alex Boersma doing his best sprinter impression there. He's more of a 500, 200 kind of guy to get down in that championship final there. The West Ottawa product, 47's a nice little swim there for Alex Boersma.
And again, that's got to be that weird transition because, again, a lot of these kids probably swim USA, of course, but as a high school swimmer, you get 2 individual events, so when you move to college, you got to find that third. What's that?
Exactly right.
How do you pick that third event? Do you move down and do more of a sprint? Do you do more of a distance, pick a different stroke? It's
exactly right.
Difficult because they're not all Swiss Army knives like Sarah Krause.
That's exactly right. I think it's a little bit of a trial and error kind of thing. We throw you in the mile, see how that goes. Oh, baby, that wasn't the one. Maybe we try the 100 now.
And it's got to be hard, too, with such a limited meet schedule. You only get really a few chances, especially as a college coach, getting to know your freshman swimmers.
Absolutely right, and especially with a chance to swim things suited and shaved and really ready to go. You only get that one mid-season meet. And yeah, I guess it's just really having a keen eye at practice and really knowing what their strengths are.
In second from Calvin, Cindy Sunday.
A lot of Calvin College on this podium here.
Love those gold cowboy hats.
Exactly.
95 from Albion, Hannah Fathman.
And there's the Hamilton Products and MIAA champion, freshman Hannah Fathman. So Albion's got some exciting things to look forward to in the future there as well.
Absolutely.
A lot of freshmen making some noise this weekend.
A lot of youth. Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch the rest of the way, not just this season, but beyond.
200-yard breaststroke. This is your consolation final.
All right, next up we got our 200 breaststroke. And we've only got 7 in this B final. Again, I'm not sure what the rules are as far as when you decide a lineup, you've only got a certain number of kids that you are allowed to put in the championship meet. Is that correct?
Exactly right. It happens at all levels, even in high school. Sometimes, for whatever reason, teams just go away from a certain event and usually course corrects the next year because coaches think they can get on top of that the next time, and then you overload the 200 breaststroke because you thought you were getting free points and you weren't.
So we might see a little spread in this race, but here are your lane assignments. In lane 7 from Olivet, we have Thomas Krug. Lane 6 from Albion, Brennan Curry. Lane 5 from Olivet, Landon Morgan. In lane 4 from Calvin, Anthony Crudell. In lane 3 from Kalamazoo, J.J. Horsfield. In lane 2 from Alma, Matt Aragioni. And in lane 1 from Kalamazoo, Nick Cohey.
So there was a swim-off today to decide this 9th position. You had Takato Timmerman from Olivet and Anthony Crudelli from Calvin swim off this afternoon, and Takato Timmerman from Olivet won that, so he is in the 8th place position, and Calvin's Anthony there was pushed down into 9th. So again, in a meet that's going to be decided really close, that was big points. Olivet scoring for taking away from Calvin, really.
And, of course, that keeps some pressure on Anthony because he needs to hold his 9th place for his team.
That's exactly right. He's out in 101.3 there. He was out in 101.2 this morning. So a little bit off the pace, but that could be by design.
So, again, swimming a 200 breaststroke especially, obviously rhythm and timing is critical. You want to hit that streamline, I'm assuming, especially on that last 50 when your kick is getting a little tired, right?
Absolutely. The back half of this race and the 200 back and the 200 breast are just so massive. There's so many different ways to swim this race, and it's usually really exciting once you get to that 100 point because that's really when the racing starts. So 135.5 there. We're a little bit off the pace, but Landon Morgan there from Olivet is on under his own pace here, 136.86.
Looks like he is trying to catch Anthony. And we've also got gunning for 3rd place, J.J. Horsfield from Kalamazoo.
A bunch of freshmen here in the middle, 3, 4, 5, and 6 lanes, all freshmen.
And still good pull out, even as tired as these guys are. They had a nice pull out there to finish. So
that's definitely training.
Looks like Anthony Crudelli might come in with that solid 9th place, holds his place. Nice job.
That's his 3rd 200 breaststroke of the day. That's a heck of a good swim right there. Nice swim there for J.J. Horsfield, down 2 more seconds from what he was this morning.
All right, so Calvin is happy with how that result came up. So let's take a look at what we got for our Championship A final now in the 200 breast. By the way, the meet record is 2:00:14 set last year by Jake Huttenlocher, who I believe is from Albion. Overall MIAA record is still held by Josh Boss. That was from the early 90s.
Legendary Josh Boss. He was swimming when I was swimming, and we all looked up to Josh. Definitely a Hall of Famer. Jenison High School product.
Yeah, definitely could have been a Division I swimmer, but swam for Hope and obviously did some great things for Coach Patton out there.
Several national titles for Hope College in those early 2000s.
All right, here are your lane assignments for the men's 200 breaststroke. So in lane 8, closest to us is Takato Timmerman, who we referred to before from Olivet. And then in lane 7 from Hope, Jack Muller. Lane 6 from Hope, Riley LeGrand. Lane 5 from Hope, Christian Janitis. Lane 4, our top seed from Hope, Ted Lockett. Lane 3 from Albion, Declan Tharp. Lane 2 from Albion, Andrew Jana. And lane 1 from Calvin, Bryce Miner. So again, as we discussed before, we're looking at 4 Hope and 1 Calvin in this final. So that's a big point swing right there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This could be a very big swing. Just like the 100 freestyle was, like we said, punch, counter punch.
But again, if Bryce Miner from Calvin can sneak in, or if some of those Albion guys could sneak in, that could make a big difference in the team standings.
Absolutely right.
Now again, Ian, with breaststroke rhythm and timing being so important, does the timing change throughout the 200, or do they still try and do roughly the same number of pulls per length?
I think that's one of the toughest things to gauge in a breaststroke is you speed up doesn't always mean faster with your timing on that stroke. You could actually slow down, spin your wheels, as they say, a little bit. So staying on your tempo and swimming your race is really important. Boy, Declan Tharp here.
Yeah, strong 50.
He's 212 seated down to 205, and he is out here 27.29. Looks like that's how he likes to swim it. The rest of these guys are about 2 seconds slower than him on the way out this morning.
I don't know if you saw that, but he had a beefy pull out there.
Did he? Okay, well, he, let's see what his splits were this morning. Yeah, back in about 06. So he definitely likes to get out there and see if he can hold on. If he can hold on to this pace, he's going to be real deadly. This morning out in 59 flat, he's out 57.39.
See if he's got anything left. If he does, he's still got a good body.
He is a ways out there right now. It's going to be hard to run him down. Looks like Hope is in there second, third, and fourth.
It looks like actually, I don't know. It looks like Jana's got a good shot at
you're right.
too.
You're right.
Pretty even on the turn there. Still got a 50 to go though.
Bryce Miner is really game out there in lane 1. He's holding it down for Calvin University.
Yeah, that could be big for them, knowing that he's their only guy in this event.
Okay, 32.43, and here comes Lockett, 30.77, outsplitted by a second and a half.
Oh, yeah, he's hitting it.
This is a heck of a back half for Lockett here.
What did he go out in for his 100?
Lockett was, I believe, 59.
You hear the crowd picking up the energy.
I'm sorry, double O. But yeah, Lockett's taking over here.
Might even get Denitis in for second as well.
Absolutely.
Barb is fading.
35-5-1 coming over.
1-2-4-5 for Hope. And unfortunately for Calvin, Bryce Minor finished 8th.
Really a tale of two halves there in that swim. You just saw two different ways to swim the 200 breaststroke.
Yeah, that was a really interesting final.
Declan 205.5, a little faster than this morning, but 35.5 on the last 50.
Gentlemen, please exit the water. Event number 43, the women's 200-yard breaststroke.
All right, now we got the women coming up.
Mr. Starter.
By the way, that 202 and 203 are under the B cut, although kind of close to it, but still at least in smelling range.
Looks like double O was the invite time in 2019, which 2019 was really the last year we had a real run at things.
So maybe we don't have a good feel for what the what
could be anything at this point.
All right, here's our lane assignments for this is the B final for the women's 200 breaststroke. In lane 8 from Olivet, Sarah LaFaux. In lane 7 from Alma, Emily Diener. In lane 6 from Albion, Courtney Swinjwood. In lane 5 from Calvin, Abigail Mers. In lane 4 from Calvin, Sam Sunday. In lane 3 from Alma, Jennifer Ostrowski. In lane 2 from Calvin, Megan Pankratz. And in lane 1 from Kalamazoo, Katie Larrick. The meet record is 2:18:55, set last year by Emma Schaefer, who we'll see in the A final. Looks like we got a pretty even race so far here.
Absolutely, bunched up big time there with Sam Sunday, Abigail Mers, and Jennifer Ostrowski. An Alma and Calvin battle in the middle of the pool in the two breast. Looks like Albion's got Swinjwood out there as well.
And we do have a team score update. As of the men's 200 breaststroke, Hope now has 904 and Calvin 874. So kind of like we thought. Big swing in the 100 for Calvin, big swing in the two breast for the Hope men.
Going to be going back and forth. We've got the 200 fly and the 400 freestyle relay to go on the men's side. Should be exciting.
And based on what we saw on the 100 free, Hope's got to have a lead going into that relay, right?
Absolutely. They're the odds-on favorites in that 400 freestyle relay, no question.
All right, so we have Sunday pulling away just by a little bit, but Ostrowski hanging in there for Alma. Got 3 Calvin swimmers in this B final.
Another Portage area swimmer there in Sam Sunday coming in lane 4. Senior.
149 on that turn. Let's see what she gets for her last 50.
Be a nice way for her to close out her career here with a nice consolation final win. Season best was 231.
And now, especially as a senior, you want to do that for your team too.
Absolutely, and if you can help close the gap here on Hope College, that's exactly what they want to do. Ostrowski there from Alma's battling here in lane number 3 to get into that second position and take a 10th place.
So we got Mers outside her, but it does look like Ostrowski's going to just out-touch her. Sunday comes in with a 2:29.
3 seconds faster than she was this morning. That's a great swim there for Sunday.
It looks like this one kind of goes middle out.
There's our friend Megan Pankratz doing that double there in the mile and the two breast, 241 there. So she gained a couple seconds back, but hard to blame her after swimming that much. Absolutely, and she gave it all in the mile, that's no question. As a coach, you look at her, shake her hand, and say, great swim, kid, and move on. Absolutely. She's a freshman as well, so.
But again, all these races are so important, even though, you know, it's a 15th place. That's 2 points right there. You
Absolutely.
Everyone counts.
She got in there and scored 2 points for her team. That's what's important.
All right, we're going to bring out the A finalists now for the 200 breaststroke. could be an interesting race when you look at the seed times. You got a lot of 22s and 23s, but yet you got Emma Schaefer there with the meet record.
Absolutely.
Sitting at 4th right now.
And Aubrey East is no slouch as well. She factored into the 400 IM in a major way. You got Maddie Smith, who was your 100 breaststroke champion. Jennifer Mann just won the mile. And your top seed, we haven't even talked about our top seed there, Haley Fear.
Yeah, and you look through there and you see 4 different teams represented. So again, a lot of movement available.
A lot of parity in this final. I like it.
All right, here are your lane assignments. Again, closest to us is lane 8, and that is Alexis Glazer from Albion. In lane 7 from Hope, Maddie Kiewit. In lane 6, our defending champion from Hope, Emma Schaefer. In lane 5 from Olivet, Jennifer Mann. In lane 4, our top seed from Calvin, Haley Fear. In lane 3 from Albion, Maddie Smith. In lane 2 from Hope, Aubrey East. And in lane 1 from Calvin, Sophia Kolfmacher.
So Haley there in lane number 4 was 3rd place in the 100 breaststroke. So clearly a little bit more of a 200 breaststroker. This should be an exciting final.
Who are other 100 breaststrokers in here?
Maddie Smith was 3rd in this morning, but she won the 100 breaststroke.
So we would expect her to go out hard, probably.
It looks like Haley was the fastest out this morning, 107.4.
Okay.
So Emma was 2nd in the 1 breast, Haley was 3rd, and Maddie was 1st.
And again, with Emma Schaefer being an IMer, her second half might be really nice. We'll see.
Emma's a kid I've known for a very long time, and she really likes the backside of this event. She really likes to put the pressure in on the backside. She's won this event the last 2, maybe 3 years, so certainly a lot of pride in that kid. She's not going to give this up without a fight, but
yet here she is, kind of coming out in that first 50 a bit.
Maddie Smith looks really smooth right there in lane number 3 right now. Haley 31.17 leading the way in lane 4.
But again, as we saw in the guys' event, it's all about rhythm and it's all about what you got in that last 50. So
there could not be a better example. There's no question than what we just saw in that boys' breaststroke.
So it'll be interesting to see what these young ladies' approach was and see how it pays off for them.
Once again, meet record 2:18.55 last year set by Emma Schaefer, who's a 2-time defending MIAA Swimmer of the Year. So big points on tap here from Emma Schaefer, who's got to be one of Hope's closers. .106.16 from Haley there. That's actually a great swim. She was 05 in the open 100 breaststroke, so she's right there with it at the 200.
But hopefully she's not burning too much right away.
That's exactly right.
And we do have Jennifer Mann is a little behind, but remember she is a miler, so we expect her second half should be pretty good.
Exactly.
And she does look like she's coming on in a little bit. We'll see what the 50 is.
It's looking like a really great race here between Haley and Emma. Definitely Maddie Smith is involved. 36.55. Emma with the fastest split there, 36.31. It's going to be a finish here.
And as you said, she's a back halfer, so let's
Absolutely.
see.
Big points at stake there in lane number 2 from Aubrey East as well. Maddie Kiewit in lane number 7 from Hope. Looking to score points for the team. It's a great race here in the finish.
We got a nice finish. Again, look out for Jennifer Mann. She's making a little bit of a move. It might be a little much for her, but just going to come down to the touch.
Wow. Here, 220.71. Great race.
And we got a tie for 3rd. Looks like Jennifer Mann just scooched in there, tie with Maggie Smith.
Great 450 for Jennifer Mann, 37.38.
Aubrey East and Maddie Kiewit picking up those critical 5th and 6th places for Hope. Wow, what a great race that was.
Absolutely. Haley got out fast, but really held on to that race really well.
And we're going to be doing the awards in a sec, but now, so again, Emma Schaefer, obviously a strong swimmer, a senior, a little off of her time from last year, but she's got to feel good about finishing strong on that swim.
Absolutely, and you'd expect to see her at the NCAA meet as well, and maybe even faster there. About a second under the beat cut there. It's possible she could be good enough there to get into NCAAs in that event.
But again, we'll just have to see.
Yeah.
Now, I'm assuming most of those other conferences, the Ohio conferences and such, are probably going this weekend as well.
Yeah, I believe so, yep.
So I'm assuming if you check, is it Swim Cloud?
Swim Cloud. You
check Swim Cloud, you can probably get a good idea what it's going to look like.
Yep. Find out where you're going, and really you don't know until those sheets get released. So it's tough with college swimming and high school swimming and club swimming. You just enter the event and you're good. At the NCAA level, they only take a certain number. So if there's too many entered, you're out.
Yeah, that's got to be difficult. And how does that affect training post-meet? Because I assume you have some rest and some recovery, but if you're in the ballpark, do you just still train on through?
If you're somebody that thinks that you're going to continue swimming NCAAs, then you're going to keep going until they tell you you're not allowed to come. No question.
But just the psychological effect of that, I wonder if most of those swimmers just realize that's the way it is. And
I think you know the deal, yeah, absolutely. Doing the 200 breaststroke podium right now. Albion and Hope really dominant there. Top 6 was all Albion or Hope.
Yeah, definitely a strong finish for the Flying Dutchman there. But again, that was probably, of all the races I've seen so far this afternoon, that was just the most interesting and enjoyable.
It absolutely was, yeah.
Different approaches, different results.
I admire Declan's ability to get out there and just say, I'm going to go after this thing and then see if I can hold on, and still third place at this meet is nothing to sneeze at.
So you feel that he was probably happy with that result, even though it might not look good on the last 50, or?
It looks like it was the best time, so that's hard to argue with. And it's one of those things where, small tweak, maybe out a little bit slower, might be able to get you home even much faster. But his coaches know him. He knows his body. He's just, trying to figure out what's best for him. And easy for us to say from up here, right?
Exactly. Got to do what gives you the best chance.
Exactly right. Got our podium here for the 2 breaths. Those poor girls just got done. Hustle it over there and put a smile on your face.
But again, if you're getting a medal, it doesn't matter.
That's true. That's fair. Just a really exciting race there between, honestly, 4 great swimmers there between Thierd, Schaefer, Smith, and Mann.
And it could have been, again, going into that race, it could have been anybody's race, really.
Absolutely.
Coming off the blocks.
Yep.
And I do have an update on the women's team scores as of the 200 breaststroke. So now we have Hope College with 855.5 and Calvin with 774. So pretty good lead. Looks like Hope's going to have to really give a lot back in order to lose this meet at this point.
They're looking pretty strong at this point. There is a diving event, which I know tends to favor the Calvin University team. So never over till it's over, and those relays are such big points that you just can't give anything away. There's no question.
You can't afford a mistake, obviously.
Absolutely right.
As people from Calvin will tell you from 4 years ago, a disqualification can be a very critical thing.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. I imagine that's a sore subject.
My apologies to any Calvin fans that are listening to this screen.
As a coach, I imagine you're on the blocks here. Like, we're going safe here, but there's also something to get done for a lot of these teams. They're looking to qualify for NCAAs, and so you can't be too conservative. You want to be as fast as you can be, and in a sport where it's a razor-thin margin, you just can't give anything away.
And it's got to be hard once the adrenaline goes.
Absolutely.
It's easy to think that, but once things are moving, it's sometimes hard to necessarily know what you're going to do.
I've been a part of both sides. It's brutal, one way or the other.
And we're looking at Haley Thier again in that nice gold cowboy hat there, the champion from Calvin. Nice job over there for Calvin on that 200 breaststroke. So now we are looking at the 200 butterfly. So coming in, we are on the B final here. We've got in lane 8 from Kalamazoo, Ethan Deneen. In lane 7 from Albion, Russell Brown. In lane 6 from Albion, Kelvin Crone-Willis. In lane 5 from Albion, Ethan Boersma. In lane 4 from Albion, Nate Cobb. In lane 3 from Kalamazoo, Ben Pickrell. In lane 2 from Kalamazoo, Alden Earhart. And in lane 1 from Olivet, Trey Gabrielson.
Yeah, it should be an exciting year. You got a couple of 156s and a 155 in the middle of the pool. Also, Kelvin Crone-Willis had a dynamite mile, so you got to expect, if he's got anything left in the tank, he should be fast here.
I can't imagine how you could. Of all events to pick to follow up a mile with, 200 fly would not be my first choice.
You are definitely right. That is a tough double, but again, these guys trained hard. Let's see what he's got.
So now again, kind of similar question with the 2 breaststroke and the 2 fly. Because rhythm is so important in butterfly and maintaining that good streamline, How do you coach that or train that in that last 50?
So I like them to be out at this 100 here, as comfortable as they can be, as fast as they can be. And that sounds like double talk, but you want to be as fast as possible without working very hard. So you got to really have two speeds in butterfly, which is easy speed and fast speed. And these guys right now just want to be as comfortable as they can be. And then when they hit this 100 wall is when it becomes real tough here. And we're going to be trying to have the best underwaters they can have and take the stress off those arms late in the race.
And we got a nice race going on. Again, this is 9th through 11th, but basically a dead heat right now.
That 124.73 for Boersma. Looks like he was 125.0 this morning, so a little bit ahead of pace there in lane number 5 for Albion.
Looks like he's going just a scooch vertical too, we'll see.
This is another one of those races that just simply isn't over until you touch. You can lock up pretty quick.
I can't imagine what that must feel like right now.
Crone Willis here, charging in the mile. I love it.
He's got a little something. That's our miler, right?
Yeah.
Good for him.
It's like Pickrell, Ben Pickrell. 155.21. That's down from 156.88 this morning.
All right, so we got a nice B final there. Good strong finish for those guys.
Little thumbs up to the crowd. I like that. 149.35 and 149.4 are MIAA meet records here.
Yeah, Crone Willis definitely just looks happy to be done.
Done. He's earned it. He should go get a steak dinner. You got your MIAA meet record here, Connor East in the next heat in lane number 5.
So what are we sitting at? Is that 140? Oh, okay, 149.40. Okay, from last year.
Yep, Connor East in lane number 5 up here for Hope College.
But not our top seed. Our top seed is Jake Peterson.
Jake Peterson. And again, in the 4 IM and the 1 breaststroke already, so he's going to finish here with a 2.5. Pretty versatile kid.
And again, in terms of team score, this could be a critical race. We've got 3 Hope, 3 Calvin, and 2 Albion in this A final.
Absolutely, going to be a lot of fun. Jake Peterson, our top seed in lane number 4, is actually from San Antonio, Texas. So MIAA recruiting all over the country.
Oh, glad to have someone from Texas up here. I hope he's enjoying his winter.
I believe he is.
Now, do you allow swimmers to shovel snow during the season?
Not this close to these kind of big meets, that's for sure. I know I'm hoping my son's not listening, but he should definitely be shoveling all until probably next week. Maybe tomorrow we'll cut him off.
Yeah, kid, make sure to pay attention to your dad on that, please.
Exactly right. Drew Fogel, another local kid here from Spring Lake in lane number 7 from Albion.
All right, let me go through our lane assignments here. So, again, closest to us is lane 8. That's JT Nissen from Hope. Lane 7, Drew Fogel from Albion. Lane 6, Austin Martinson from Calvin. Lane 5, again, our record holder from Hope, Connor East. Lane 4, our top seed from Hope, Jake Peterson. And lane 3 from Calvin, Forrest Peterson. And lane 2 from Calvin, Julian Kamey. And in lane 1 from Albion, AJ Zako.
So often do we get this. We've got our meet record and our MIAA record holder in the same heat here in Connor East and Julian Kamey from Calvin and Hope, of course. Should be a lot of fun.
Seats. Yeah, we should have a fun one here. Again, you never know who held back a little this morning.
That's exactly right. These boys are getting out pretty quick here. It's like 23.80 from Forrest Peterson and Calvin University is leading the way in lane number 3.
But again, this is a 200 and this is butterfly, so that last 50 is gonna be critical.
Absolutely. Jake Peterson here in 4th, but he's still 4/10 faster out than he was this morning. These guys are going hard tonight. Calvin in a really good spot right now, looking like 1-2-4.
Just got to hang on and hope that training holds.
51.52 there for Forrest Peterson. He was 52.6 this morning. Looks like Julian Kamey in lane 2 is making a move. So is Connor East.
So yeah, a couple 51s there on the 100. That's burning.
That's solid. These guys are getting after it. Exactly what we asked for here. The 2 record holders going toe-to-toe. Hope and Calvin fittingly.
And again, got to ask, they're 2 lanes apart. Can they see each other?
Not in this event, I don't think so. I think this is just head down and get to the wall. Looks like 120.02, Kamey had the lead. Both of them are well under meet record pace here. Looks like Kamey.
Jamie comes up first as well. Good underwater.
149.3 is our MIAA record. Looks like it's going to be Jamie, but Connor East is not going away quiet. It's going to be 149 load. He took them all. Jake Peterson fought back for third there, 29.97 on the last 50.
So Calvin gets the win. Hope gets a 2.37. Calvin gets a 1.46. So that's just about a push.
Just about a wash there, yeah. It's just fittingly. I mean, these two teams have been going to battle here for 4 days consecutively. Why not decide it with a relay, huh?
Oh my gosh. How fun does that have to be 20 years from now when these guys can look back on that and say, hey, you remember that?
I'm telling you, it's got to be a lot of fun. A little less fun for the guys on the relay. Some guys want that. Some guys are, okay, it's going to be tough, but I'm one of those guys I want on that relay. I want to see what I can do.
Yeah, who wouldn't want that moment? All right, here we go with the women's 200 butterfly. Meet record is a 203.94, and the MIAA record is a 203.73, both by Colleen Orlin, I believe, from Kalamazoo. By the way, back in that 2 fly, those 149s were good second or so under B cut. So we'll see how that pans out.
New meet record, new conference record there for Julian Kamey. So congratulations to him and Calvin University.
All right, here are our lane assignments for the women's 200 fly. This is the B heat. So closest to us in lane 8 from Olivet, Kennedy Carnes. Lane 7 from Albion, Katie Flynn. Lane 6 from Albion, Emma Frame. Lane 5 from Kalamazoo, Emily Tenniswood. Lane 4 from Calvin, Anna Weber. Lane 3 from Albion, Caitlin Gray. Lane 2 from Alma, Michaela Peary. And in lane 1 from Olivet, Erin Sanders.
Kennedy Carnes there in lane number 8, daughter of Dave Carnes, who's a old high school coach buddy of mine from Marshall High School. So good luck to her, and hope Dave's doing great.
Marshall's not super far from Olivet. So
not at all.
All right, looks like we definitely have Anna Weber coming out to a strong lead, 103.6 on her 100. And she comes in seated at 223. Emily Tenniswood with a 224.
She was 102 this morning, so a little bit slower, maybe by design here to be able to bring it back a little bit better.
But it definitely looks like, at least as far as this heat, we got a clear 1-2 or 9-10. But we'll see. Out there in lane 2, we got Michaela Peary.
Anna Weber looking great here in lane number 4.
We'll see what she's got in her last 50.
139.6 there. She was 139.5 this morning.
Just about on pace. Looks like Tenniswood has fallen off a little bit, but she still is in good shape for 10th. Unfortunately, Gray from lane 3 looks like she's tired out a bit. Maybe she started out a hair too hard.
A nice swim there happening in lane number 2 from Alma, Michaela Peary.
What did she go this morning? 234. So
she looks to be well under that. 218.71 there for Weber.
It's a nice swim. 5-second drop.
Absolutely.
And Peary with a 10-second drop. Wow, well done. Good job for Alma. Yeah, she's happy. So as of the 2 fly, we now have updated men's team scores. Hope has 949, Calvin 922, so a 27-point lead. So again, going into that relay, we're thinking Hope's got to have a lead, right?
They've got a little bit of a lead, but definitely Calvin the favorites on those relays. And with both the A and the B scoring, there's a lot of points up for grabs.
And with women diving, that's going to really determine. So I'm wondering if the coaches are talking to their relays, or do they make any last adjustments, or do they just go with who they have?
I think you're definitely telling those boys what the score is and where you're at, and we want to be as fast as we can while also not making a big mistake.
So I'm assuming Hope with a 20-point lead wants to just focus on safe starts, and if we get a third place, we get a third.
Safe as you can be, absolutely, but again, like we talked before, they might be looking at NC2As and that 400 freestyle relay, and you can't give away a spot if you got the shot here.
That's true. Hang on to your seats, folks. We got a lot of fun ahead of us. All right, here we go with the A final now for the women's 200 butterfly. Again, swimming in lane 8, which is closest to us, we got from Calvin, Lydia Walls. Lane 7 from Albion, Sarah Griffiths. Lane 6 from Hope, Macy Mayer. Lane 5 from Hope, Grace Wesley. In lane 4 from Albion, our top seat, Samantha Swingewood. In lane 3 from Calvin University, Grace Del Camperi. Lane 2 from Hope, Alyssa Kirkman. And in lane 1 from Hope, Rachel Gam. Now when I look down at, I see a 207 for Swingewood, but I see a lot of 211s and 12s. What do you see there?
I think there's going to be a lot of drops here in the evening. It looks like there's a bunch of ads this morning of people just trying to get through and qualify. We are at the end of a tough, grueling meet, but I think we got some people are going to dig down here and go fast here in this final heat.
And I wonder, based on when you look at the seed times in the B final, he had a couple 23s, 24s, but even the 8th seed time is a 2:15, which is well ahead of that. So maybe these girls knew coming into prelims that
might be a little safe.
Maybe it'd be a little safe, so we could have a good race here.
We do have some girls coming up on these doubles like we talked about. Wesley and Mayer and Griffiths all trying to do this 200 back, 200 fly double. That's a tough, tall task. Top seed was Samantha Swingewood from Albion. She's a senior.
And our meet record, by the way, and MIAA record are both in the 203 range. See if she's got a chance at that.
207.64 this morning, but 206 seeded there for Swingewood. She was the top seed coming in, top seed after prelims.
So we see a lot of 29s and 28 highs there. Definitely pretty close, kind of like I was looking at based on the seeds, other than Swingewood. Maybe she's saving a little bit for that last 100. It's fun seeing the kids on the other side of the bulkhead. I wonder if when those butterflies breathe, they can see them at all or not.
And I don't know that I'd appreciate that. I don't know. Maybe they take all the support they can get. Rachel Gam out there in lane number 1, another local West Sider, Rockford High School for Hope College in lane number 1. Out of 102.7, 100.18 for Swingewood. Definitely got a pretty commanding lead here.
But we still have a very close race for second and third. Looks like a dead heat almost for fourth there, so we got a lot of work to do yet. But yeah, Swingewood's got a good body length now.
Wesley was our runner-up in the 200 backstroke a little while ago. See if she can match that feed here. Lane number 3 is looking really nice, though. Grace Del Camperi.
All right, we're getting a little movement there. Alyssa Kirkman from Hope.
You got lane number 7 there, Sarah Griffiths as well, looking really good. She came in seated at 209, but went 212 this morning. Looks like she's getting back on form. Going to be looking for an Albion 1-2 right here.
Swingewood comes in 206, and you're right. 209. So that's a good 3-second drop for Griffiths there from Albion. Well done. We got Del Camperi from Calvin, Kirkman fourth.
Really nice 450s there for Swingewood, Griffiths, and in lane 8, Walls from Calvin University picking up big points, going from 8th to 5th for Calvin, 213.20.
Yeah, unfortunately for Hope, they slid back a little bit, but maybe they have enough cushion. We'll have to see. And we'll be doing the awards, and then we will have diving coming up after this. And when you look ahead at the diving, I see 3 divers from Hope, 3 from Kalamazoo, and 2 from Calvin. So
Abby Coops led the way for Hope this morning, 421.35, but not far off was Abigail Morris from Calvin, a sophomore at 411.35. Really, really bunched up there in the top 4 or 5 people there.
So definitely some movement could happen.
Consolation results from the men's 200-yard butterfly. In 16th from Kalamazoo, Ethan Deneen. In 15th from Albion, Russell Brown. In 14th from Olivet, Trey Averson. In 13th from Kalamazoo, Alden Earhart. In 12th from Albion.
And now what we're listening to is the consolation of the B finalists for the men's 200 butterfly.
In 10th from Albion, Ethan Boersma. And in 9th from Kalamazoo, Ben Hickrum.
Really good heavyweight battle in that 200 fly. That was a lot of fun watching Connor Easton, Julian Kamey,
Yes.
Calvin and Hope respectively.
Yeah, no, that was a really neat race. And again, just with these 200s for the strokes, it's really interesting to see the different approaches. It seems like when you watch a 200 freestyle, although to me, I've always thought if you swim a 200 freestyle right, that's the worst event on the whole program.
It can definitely be a tough one, especially on a Sunday morning of a 3-day meet, that kind of thing. 200 freestyle could be a real tough one.
But yeah, just watching those different approaches.
I think that's what makes the sport a lot of fun for me to watch, and it's really every event. There's different ways to get it done, and we talk to our kids a lot about, you go 55 twice in a row, but we found 2 different ways to go 55, and we're going to find the right way for you to do that. So really a fun way to explore the sport and understand, what's right for you. I'm big on thinking about kids seeing their, borrow the line from Bagger Vance, their own authentic swing, their own authentic swim. It's kind of a fun way to look at it, in my opinion, because really I can tell you how to swim this event all I want, but that doesn't mean it's the right way for you to swim it yourself. So a little bit of nuance is always a good time.
And we're looking, by the way, again at the men's 200 fly finalists. There's Julian Kamey there on the top of the podium, along with Connor East, Jake Peterson. Again, a great race that they both put in.
Yeah, Jake Peterson with a great 450 to sneak in there third for Hope College.
But back to your earlier point, again, that's probably got to be half the lesson. Again, you as a coach can only do so much. Part of what the swimmer has to do is get to know their own stroke, get to understand their body and how it works and what their strengths and weaknesses are, and be honest about it.
And getting them to embrace that that's what it is, and maybe I can finish this race better than I ever thought I could or gave myself credit for. But it's definitely a great atmosphere in the pool tonight. Lots of excitement, and nothing better than having a meet come down to it, and really both genders.
Yeah, that's really always what you hope for. It's great for the league, it's great for the programs, it's great for all the teams, because then you get that next thing. If you finish first, obviously you enjoy the victory, but if you finish second, but it's a very close one, you definitely have something you can put on your bulletin board for next year.
Yeah, and it seems like Alma and Olivet are both on the upswing. Kalamazoo just got a brand new facility that I'm told is gorgeous, and that will only help in recruiting. And Albion's not that far removed from winning this league on the men's side, and I just think the parity in the league is dynamite, and get some great racing going on. It's just a lot of fun to watch.
And as I said, as a lifelong swim fan, I've always followed and looked at results. To me, what I find the most impressive about the MIAA overall is the times that it takes to make an A final or B final are so much faster. It just indicates the depth. And again, especially here, Ian, with the local clubs we have, the great high school teams we have. We have Holland High has won some state championships in the last couple decades. West Ottawa has some great teams. Holland Christian. So there's a lot of talent here locally that these MIAA schools have an opportunity to recruit.
Absolutely. Spring Lake and Grand Haven and Purdue state champions recently. A lot of great swimming coming out of a lot of different communities here on the west side. So.
And of course, Coach Talsma from Hamilton has won some
cannot leave out
state titles for Hamilton there as well, even though he's no longer coaching there. But yeah, definitely some great talent that we have here in West Michigan. It's fun to watch.
Hudsonville's not a bad school either. I'm looking at their head coach right now, Ian Kobus.
And Hope and Holland High alumnus.
That's true.
Ian
Hope
Kobus over there.
Holland High alumnus. He's Mr. Holland, no question.
Yeah, in fact, I have a vivid memory of Ian Kobus from during his age group days. He was a very strong backstroker, both in high school as well as Hope College. But unlike our Swiss Army knife, Sarah Kraus, he did struggle a little bit in the breaststroke. And I said it to myself to try and teach him the breaststroke, and unfortunately I, as his coach, failed him miserably.
We can only do so much, that's for sure. He's doing a heck of a job over there in Hudsonville.
Yeah, Hudsonville
is a great program.
Yeah, I just noticed, I was thinking Claire Tuttle, don't we see her name on the board? She
Absolutely.
Was a Hudsonville alumnus.
Hudsonville alumni, yep, went to the University of Michigan and holds the pool record here at 100.79 just a couple years ago.
All right, so we are marching out the divers. All right, we are going to cut for a little bit, take a little break here as we enjoy the march-in and the warm-up for the divers. So we'll be back with you soon.
second round. Hannah, 403B, 2.4. Judges Award. .46.8. Sophia, 203C, 2.0. Judges Award. Sophie, 5223D, 2.3. Judges Award.
All right, good afternoon, folks, or should I say good evening?
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, folks. This is, again, I'm Carl Van Fossen, along here with Ian Townsend here at the Holland Aquatic Center for the MIAA Women and Men Swimming and Diving Championships here for 2022. And the diving just completed, so if you're looking at the screen, you can see the finish up there on the board, so I'm assuming they're going to give the awards out for that pretty soon. But Abby Coops from Hope College winning by about 40 points. Abigail Morris from Calvin in second, a couple Kalamazoo's after that, a couple Hopes. So, but yeah, coming back in, we've had a really, really exciting afternoon and evening. We've got one more event coming up, which is the 400 free relay. We're going to have 3 heats of both. So team scores going in. This is, as we mentioned at the start of the day, going to be a really interesting meet. So first of all, for the women, in 6th we have Alma with 196. In 5th, Olivet 223. In 4th, Kalamazoo with 447.5. In 3rd, Albion 652. In 2nd, Calvin with 843. And Hope College currently leading with 963.5. So, Ian, it looks like probably for the women, we've got our places pretty much set.
Absolutely, yeah. It definitely looks like Hope College has done enough to claim this year's title, but still a lot on the line during this 400 freestyle relay. Definitely NCAA qualifications and really just finishing as best you can and maybe becoming an all MIAA swimmer on a relay.
And so, of course, after the conclusion of the relay, along with the team awards, there will be some other awards that will be given as well. So I'm assuming we're going to stay on the air for that.
Absolutely.
And in the men's, we got a little bit more interesting meet at the top. Alma College is in 6th with 160. Olivet 281. Kalamazoo with in 4th with 342. In 3rd is Albion with 665. In 2nd is Calvin with 922. They are the defending champions from last year. And then currently in 1st place, Hope College with 949. So kind of went about how we thought it was going to
Absolutely.
today.
I'm actually a little bit surprised that Hope's got this much of a cushion going in the last relay, but again, this is all about staying legal here for Hope College at this point. You got to be legal and fast. So not looking for any A+ starts, any A+ exchanges here for Hope College's men. Looking for about your C+ effort, and then once you hit the water, you're going as fast as you can.
And I also suspect, kind of like you were mentioning before, also that probably the fact that the men's diving is already completed worked a little bit in Hope's favor as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Those diving points already being in. Calvin's been pretty dominant on that side with regard to Hope. So, yeah, having those diving points in has been a good thing for Hope College.
All right, well, the gentleman behind the blocks right now, this is our C final now for the men's 400-yard freestyle relay. So closest to us in lane 7, we have the Hope D team. In lane 6, Kalamazoo C team. In lane 5, the Hope C team. In lane 4, we have the Calvin C team. In lane 3 is the Albion C team. And in lane 2 is the Calvin D team. So again, just as a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, these are non-scoring relays, but still very important for these guys to go out and swim their best. Want to finish strong. So as this relay is going right now, and again, Ian, so as a coach, you know, what do you tell these guys? C relay, D relay, go out there, just finish strong?
Absolutely. These guys are out here to have PRs. It's an opportunity to have the best time. And since these are non-scoring relays, you can really be aggressive on your relay exchanges. You don't want to disqualify, but you want to be as aggressive as you can and try and shave that down and have as fast of a swim as you possibly can.
And based on some of those first 50 splits, yeah, these guys are not slouching.
No, and honestly, a lot of these guys are probably putting forth, if they're not a senior, they're saying, hey, I want to be a part of these B&A relays next season. Here's what I can do to finish off a meet. So we got 47.39 in lane number 6 for Hope, leading the way on the C relay.
Now also, even though we know what our favorite sport is, we want to give a shout out. There was some exciting basketball action going on the women's side. Both Hope and Trine won their games, so they do tie for the regular season MIAA championship in women's basketball. Hope with a very dominating win over Kalamazoo by a score of, I think it was 93-24. So congratulations to Coach Morehouse on an excellent season, and as well as Trine on doing a great job. And then Hope College defeated Kalamazoo as well on the men's side to get the outright MIAA title. So congratulations to the Hope College men. And next week, all those teams will be entering the MIAA tournament to try and get that automatic bid for the NCAAs.
It's exciting times here in Holland, Michigan, no question.
God, I love February.
It's just going to get better in March, right?
I know. Yeah, that's right. We got the NCAAs coming up.
Lots of conference championships around the country going on right now as well in swimming, and definitely been glued to my Meet Mobile all week, checking out those college swims, and really getting excited for high school conference championships next week.
Definitely makes the gray clouds of Western Michigan go away, doesn't it?
It does, absolutely. We're almost into almost into spring. It's going to be great.
All right, well, we still have a dead heat here between Hope and Calvin C relays. Going into our final swimmer.
James Manderville there for Hope. I know who it is because he's got such a distinctive mustache. Curls up around the sides. It's pretty excellent.
It's like Raleigh Fingers.
Absolutely, yeah, he looks great. Didn't want to shave it off, and I respect that.
Now, do you think that requires wax?
Must. It has to. Nobody can grow it that beautifully, right?
True. Yeah, I can't imagine that being natural. Now, what level of drag do you think that creates for him?
Not enough for him to get rid of it, that's for sure. That's an exciting here. We got Calvin and Hope getting real fired up for these relays.
Does look like Calvin's going to come away with this C relay championship, though. They're going to go under 3:10.
Yeah, it's going to be a really nice swim here for the C relay. 3:09.04.
Well done for Calvin University.
That C relay is faster than all but 3 A relays in the A final, so that's a pretty good swim there for Calvin with a C relay.
So yeah, I think we definitely are going to have some good meets in the future, aren't we?
No doubt. No doubt. And again, those guys are really, you know, it's not a malicious thing, but you want to prove a point to coach, man. I should be on that scoring roster next season. And did you see what I did on that C relay when, you know, some guys could mail it in, but I'm going to finish strong.
Heat 2, your consolation final. Mr. Starter.
All right, and now we have our B final. So this will be our first scoring final. Again, scores on this. First place will be 18, then it goes 14, 12, 10, and so on. So again, this is that first point where, again, as we were discussing, if Hope wants to maintain their lead, they probably want safe starts.
You have Jackson Ewell leading off for Hope there in lane number 5. He was a championship finalist in the Open 100 freestyle.
So for our lane assignments, closest to us in lane 7 we have Alma, and then lane 6 is Olivet, lane 5 is Hope, lane 4 is Calvin, lane 3 is Albion, and lane 2 is the Hornets from Kalamazoo. Nice underwater there.
Yeah, should be some impressive swims here. 21-6 to the feet out for this B relay. This is a dynamite swim there in the middle of the pool.
But again, Hope with a 30-point lead. What do you think? Third place is safe?
Third place is probably as safe as far as they want to go.
They don't want to slide any further back.
And Albion's not going to take a back seat to anybody in this relay. There's no question. They're not going to be satisfied with letting Calvin and Hope decide this meet.
No, I know some of the guys on the deck for Albion definitely recall having won a trophy.
Absolutely right.
It's not fun to watch other teams do that.
Can't underestimate the heart of a champion. You got a 46-3-7 there in lane number 4 to lead us out on the leadoff split.
That was a good leadoff split.
Really from the set the tone from the beginning there with a great underwater. Got Alex Borsma into the water here, lane number 5, a West Ottawa product for Hope. He was also, I think he got 8th in the Open 100, so Hope leading off with a pair of championship finalists in the 100, but still trailing here.
Yeah, right now it looks like it's mostly just Calvin and Albion, with Hope definitely in a body length back third.
Got Drew Fogel yet to go here for Albion here in lane number 3. He was a championship finalist in the 2 fly, I believe. 4 IM as well. You can really see Hope trying to be safe on those exchanges, making sure you see that teammate touch before you take off, but definitely no reason not to be fast once you hit the water.
Yeah, especially with being the last swim of the day.
Boy, Calvin opening up a big lead here.
Yeah, they look good.
21-41 there on the way out.
They're going to do everything they can to win this thing.
Yep. Looking really good, but Albion's doing great on the backside of each one of these hundreds. Seems like Calvin jumps out to a big lead, and then Albion ropes him back in just a little bit on the backside.
And especially, how do you measure how exhausted they must be at this point?
Those guys got to be just so whooped. It's a lot of racing, and they've been doing time trials, prelims, finals. It's tough.
But there it is. All right, so we still have Calvin, Albion, Hope. Looks like Kalamazoo fourth.
A 46 low split there for Calvin there on the third leg. Some good-looking B relays going off right now. Again, these count for double points, so the prize here is 18 points for winning this heat. 14 for second, 12 for third.
So if it holds 18-12, there's a 6-point swing right there.
6-point swing, you're absolutely right. Looks like Hope's not going to be able to catch Albion or Calvin.
And we're going to be 305?
304.1, yeah, wow. Nice swim there for Calvin.
So 309, 304, they've got some definite depth in the freestyles. Albion coming in 308, 67, Hope at a 309, so all under 310 for their B relays. Again, I can't say enough how impressed I am with how deep this conference has become. And Olivet comes in fifth.
326.68, not a bad swim there on the B relay for Olivet College.
And again, Olivet not that far removed from their own MIAA championships. And I believe, if I recall correctly, Coach Tabor from Hope was the coach there.
He was, yeah, with Coach Stubbs from Battle Creek, and Coach Edwards as well were out there at Olivet when they were winning.
Yeah, they got a couple MIAA championships as well.
That they did.
All right, Alma finishing strong there.
355.31 there for Alma College.
All right, so now here's all the marbles, right?
Here we go. Should be fun.
Everything every athlete and coach hopes for. Let's just sit and listen for a sec.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your championship final of the men's 400-yard freestyle relay.
It's definitely getting rowdy in here.
Yeah, even as a commentator, you can feel that energy.
We're sitting right in front of the Hope parents, and it's getting a little loud over here.
All right, here are our lane assignments here for this A final. Closest to us in lane 7 is Alma. Lane 6, Olivet. Lane 5, Hope. Lane 4 is our top seed from Calvin University. Lane 3 is Albion, and in lane 2 is Kalamazoo. So again, based on the seed times, Albion's a little behind Hope, but certainly within range. Olivet at 3:15.
Yeah, it's going to be a great race here. I'm sorry, I couldn't quite it just got so loud. We're going to have Julian Iturbe here leading off for Calvin. Declan Tharp for Albion. So Declan of that great 200 breaststroke earlier, and Julian Iturbe, who's our champion here in the 100 freestyle.
So I'm assuming with Julian, the strategy is he's trying to get clean water for his team.
He's trying to get out there, but Hope's going to counter with Ben Catton, who's your league champion in the 100 fly and the 100 back. So a lot of firepower going right here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
It's like Catton was a little better off the start here.
And again, ladies and gentlemen who are listening to this, if you have never been to a pool to see an exciting swim meet, the heat, the noise, the energy here is amazing.
Pretty much dead heat there between Catton and Julian Iturbe.
And he's swimming, drafting him a little bit, swimming up on the lane line.
Iturbe is pulling away a little bit here on the 75 wall. About 33 to the 75. That's a pretty solid swim. Expecting these guys to be about 44. Ben Catton staying tough here. Iturbe is going to lead it out. 44.60. 47.4 for Declan Tharp leading off for Albion.
So definitely Hope and Calvin have pulled away a little bit. Albion in a solid third. Kalamazoo fighting for fourth with Olivet.
This is Noah Holstad into the water for Calvin. He's been an MIAA champion individually this weekend as well.
But Hope hanging with him. Let's see how he comes on that turn. Albion still holding in a solid third.
Calvin's got Jake Harris on the end of this relay, still yet to go. That's a big ace in the hole.
Well, and again, given the results that we saw in the 100 freestyle, it'd be hard to look at Calvin as anything but solid favorites in this event.
That's absolutely correct. These guys are still getting after it pretty good.
Looks like the starts have been clean thus far, though.
20.83 on the way out here for Peterson.
Albion still holding on to third, but Olivet coming on a little bit. Kalamazoo trying to hang in there.
Great race for fourth, you're right. Here comes Jake Harris, a Holland Christian product for Calvin, and Colin Kalkman, another Holland Christian product, in for Hope.
So two former teammates, anchor leg, huh?
Absolutely. Won a team state title as high school teammates. Now they're facing off in the 4-free relay. Albion looks pretty safe here for third, but it's a great race for fourth between Kazoo and Olivet.
Yes, Olivet's definitely moving up in there.
20.7 for Jake Harris on the way out. Colin Kalkman 21.59.
And again, it's Colin's more of a backstroker, but
backstroke specialist, but he does a pretty good 5,300
solid freestyle.
Comes Jake Harris to take the title, 259.20.
Nice swim, well under the B cut. Hope College comes in at second, Albion third, and tight finish, and Olivet touches him out for fourth place.
3:11.69 for Olivet Comets.
Couple tenths of a second difference there, and definitely lower than their morning time for sure, their seed time coming in. And Alma comes in with sixth place, 3:24.
Winning the men's 400-yard freestyle relay at a meet time of 2:59.
Looks like Hope is very happy with their results.
Hope is very close to the invite time of last year as well, or 2019.
So maybe we'll be seeing this again at Nationals.
Could be, yeah. Might be a little more aggressive on the exchanges there as well. Looks like Hope did what they needed to do. They were down, they were up by 21 going into that relay. They lose that relay by 6, so it should be, if my math's right, a 13-point win.
It's pretty good for
Hope
communications.
College.
Wait,
Right?
you said broadcasting major?
History.
History major, all right. That's not bad. That was quick math, too.
Not too bad.
Maybe I'll have to get you out for my quiz bowl team at Holland High School.
I'd love that. But again, a meet where there's 600 points scored to come down to 13 is pretty incredible.
Yeah, no, it's just been a great weekend. And again, as a coach, do you go back? Do you go back and look at those Thursday and Friday and what if this and what if that? And
I think anybody who says they don't do that is not telling the truth.
probably.
But that'll make you crazy, no question.
But congratulations to both teams, and hard to not feel proud.
Absolutely, every single one of these teams swam their hearts out.
All right, now we do move on to the women's 400-yard freestyle relay. So this is event number 48. Meet records at 3:27.79, set by Calvin a few years ago. And again, this is our non-scoring C and D heat. So first of all, our lane assignments. So swimming in lane 7 is Hope C. In lane 6 is Albion C. In lane 5 is Hope D. In lane 4 is Calvin C. In lane 3 is Calvin D. And in lane 2 is Kalamazoo C. Oops. Looks like they do not have a swim team there. Also looks like lane 5 is empty as well. Okay.
Looks like Hope moved their relay out to, no, they're just not going to swim a D relay today here.
All right, so we do have final scores now here. So finished for the men's side, finishing 6th, Alma with 192. In 5th, Olivet, 319. In 4th, Kalamazoo with 380. In 3rd, nice solid 3rd for Albion, 711. So former champion, definitely had a good meet. Finishing 2nd, Calvin with 980. And Hope College with 995.
Unofficial results, but looks like that's going to be too many points to mess up.
Yeah, and based on your math.
Yeah, based on my math. Looks like Calvin's leading out this relay here. Calvin's C relay actually battling with their D relay right now. Lanes number 4 and 3.
So maybe there's some pride on the line for that one.
Why not? See who gets to go first tonight in the buffet line. Lane 7, you got Hope C relay staying tough there as well. Same with Albion in lane number 6.
And again, it's great to see still all these swimmers and coaches around the deck cheering their teammates on. That is what this is all about, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there's definitely not a single person sitting down on this deck. They're all taking in the action and finishing this meet all the way out. Thousands of points being awarded all week, so these kids earned a little bit of excitement here at the finish.
And again, nationals is a great thing, but really meets like this are what it's all about. This is what you sign up for.
Absolutely. This is the main team event. This is the only time of the season where they'll all be, targeting the same meet and really going after it. When they go to nationals, they won't take nearly as big of a group.
So the Calvin C relay is stretching out a little bit of a lead now.
It's kind of an interesting dynamic because the meet's over for the men, so they're doing a little bit of celebrating down here while the girls are still deciding things. So
understandable, but they're still standing there cheering for their teammates, though.
Absolutely.
Not holding the trophy yet.
That's correct. Yeah, it looks like Calvin's C relay is really taking command here. They got about a 4-second lead over their D relay and about 5-second lead over the C relay from Hope College there in lane number 7.
We're on to our anchor swimmer here. So when you said first on the buffet line, so now do you think all these teams are going to stay around here to eat, or are they going to head home?
You think you'd spend another night. It's going to be late when we get out of here. Spend one more night before we get home.
It's probably a long drive back to Alma, for example.
Alma and Olivet got a little bit of a drive.
Yeah. But maybe it's nice to get home and sleep in your own bed, too.
Yeah, that's fair. They've been doing the hotel thing all week.
Yeah, that's got to be exhausting.
I'd go back and do it, though. There's no question.
Oh, God, yeah.
Who would be in college and my worst thing being in the hotel room for too long? No doubt. We go 3:38.26 there, finish for Calvin C relay. Not a bad relay at all.
No. Again, a lot to look forward for the future for Coach Gelderlos.
That's one thing they do at Calvin University is just keep reloading with fast kids every single year. It's that recruiting trail and seems to find those fast kids all over the country, all over the world.
So what do you think makes the difference? Again, if you're a swimmer, say again from a high school in Western Michigan or Central Michigan, what would make you choose an MIAA school, for example, over a Grand Valley or?
I really think the biggest deal is just finding that right fit for you of what the school size is, what your class size is, and you could join a team, a bigger school team, like say a Big Ten team, and be maybe the last person on the roster, or you can join a team here and be fighting for an A relay spot or something like that. I feel like it's just really up to the mentality of each kid to decide what's best for them, and obviously I'm a little biased. I really like this level of swimming. Mm-hmm. I just think there's a place in college swimming for every single kind of swimmer. It doesn't matter who you are, how fast you are.
And again, these are not kids that are going to make Michael Phelps or Katie Ledecky worried, but you watch them swim and you watch them cheer for each other, and they're loving every minute. They're eating up every minute of what they're doing here.
There's maybe 40 swimmers in the entire country that make a living swimming, so it's not great odds to do that. So just go find a place for you that's a great fit and have the time of your life.
And it especially helps, again, when it's one of the great things is that we have so many different strong academic schools here in Michigan that students can choose from with some great programs.
I've been chastised on more than one occasion by our Hope College swimmers that swim with us during the summer that Hope is the Harvard of D3, so maybe you can back that up. But
well, it's hard to say because, again, as a high school teacher, I've had students, Holland High has even had a couple recent grads go to Ivy League, Harvard, Columbia. but we've had students go to Grinnell, which claims they're the Harvard of Iowa, and I mean, there are some really great Division III schools that are around the Midwest. And again, just the type of strong students they attract really, I think, is a great benefit for this area.
Yeah.
And the level of choices, and just the level of choices that students have available to them.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Just dynamite kids that go to school at all these schools, and yeah, a ton of fun to watch them compete. And why not let swimming be the vehicle for you to get you to school and maybe knock off some of that tuition cost through the sport.
And plus keep in shape and hopefully prevent that freshman 15, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So in this race, by the way, we got Hope College, the B relay. At the 200 mark is leading with 148, a couple 149s for Calvin and Albion. Again, this is a scoring relay. So first place in this will get their team 18 and then 14, 12, and so on. Yeah, sorry to belabor the point, Ian, but I taught high school down in Arizona, and when you go to different regions of the country, it's interesting how different the choices are. Division III is kind of such a unique thing, more so to the Midwest and to the Northeast. And in Arizona, they have a very strong community college program, and then the big universities, but there's not as many what I would describe as an in-between choice, like a Western or a Grand Valley kind of school there.
And I know the community college used to be a pretty prevalent thing in the state of Michigan as well, and it's kind of faded away, but used to be really strong. That community college national meet is still pretty strong.
Yeah, I know GRCC actually had some pretty good teams back in the day.
Lansing Community College wasn't bad either in the 70s and 80s at the community college level. It's like Rachel Gam into the water here for Hope in lane number 3, trying to put a bow on this B relay win for Hope College.
Representing, she's an alumna of Rockford High School.
Rockford High School, yep. Calvin looking like they're pretty strong for second, and Albion giving chase in third. Gam out in 25.27. Nice race for fourth as well between Alma and Kalamazoo College.
But it does look like Hope's got a solid lead coming in. So it looks like they get an opportunity to put some icing on their cake, right?
Absolutely. A 54-second 100 freestyle on the end by Yam in lane 3, 3:35.79 to win the B heat.
And again, that speaks to the depth of this conference when your B relays are going 35, 39, 39. So
for sure.
A lot of good swimmers.
And Kalamazoo clipped Alma there for fourth. 350.17 for Kalamazoo, 350.88 for Alma.
Yeah, you see that final split for the KZoo. Looks like she got her at the end there.
Came back 1.6 seconds faster, 1.5 seconds faster, yeah.
That's Ian's math again, right?
Yeah, right. I was a little off on the team score, maybe. Diving got in the way, I think. That's usually a safe thing for a swim coach to blame diving.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming up, we have our final heat in the pool, in the competitive pool for the day. After this is done, we will be giving out the rewards for the relays as well as the team trophies. Again, as we head into this last heat, let's take a moment to recognize, again, the host school, Hope College, as well as the staff in the athletic department at Hope for putting this meet on, but also the Holland Aquatic Center and the staff at the Holland Aquatic Center. Sarah Kadsban, I know, down there running the computer. Great bunch of people. We got a great facility here, but great facility is only one thing if you don't have the great people behind it.
Yeah, the staff here has been amazing all weekend. I know everybody's been running around crazy trying to make sure we provide the best atmosphere for everybody involved. And this is our first weekend being open to the public as well as open to this MIAA meet. And so far so good. It looks like it's been a success. And hopefully people are having fun on the new side of the pool and I can tell we're having a blast in here. So
yeah, you don't have to say that one in words.
Right, loud as can be right now. It's having a hard time hearing over even with our earphones on.
All right, here's your lane assignments for the women's 400 free relay. So again, nearest to us in lane 7 is Alma, lane 6 Kalamazoo, lane 5 Albion, lane 4 Calvin, lane 3 is Hope, and in lane 2 Olivet. And our top seed coming in with a 3:30.82 is Calvin.
So Albion's been able to win a few of these relays here this weekend, and really the strength of, we got Sage Gettings and Hannah Fathman on these relays. You clearly have the best sprinter in the entire meet on the relay there, and Hannah Fathman, so that's a big advantage for Albion.
Yeah, that really helps out. And again, when it comes down to it, obviously in this conference they score 2 relays, but especially when you think about bigger meets like nationals and stuff, really just a couple of the really strong swimmers at the top can really make a big difference.
Absolutely. It's like Delaney Weselick leading off for Hope.
All right, swimmers are in the water. And for Albion, excuse me, I think I recognize Sage there.
Yeah, Sage looks like she's going to go in 4th. I think this is Hannah Fathman leading us off.
Yeah, she's got a good almost body length already at the 50.
24-1, she's looking great.
Hamilton product once again.
Calvin University there in lane number 4, holding it tight in 2nd place.
But again, we'll see if the depth comes to play here. So we'll have to see what Albion's 2 and 3 can do.
Looks like Sydney Sonde coming in here in lane number 4 for Calvin University. She was the runner-up in the 100 freestyle. 50.75 leadoff. That's a dynamite lead for Albion. 52.4 and from Calvin, and 53.91 from Delaney Weselick for Hope.
All right, well, like I said, we'll just have to see if those Albion 2s and 3s can hang on or if they're going to get reeled in a little. We can see Calvin starting to do that already a little bit.
Calvin does have the top seed in the seat by a little less than a second, but you can really throw all that out here. We're just racing for pride at this point, but Calvin's got to be considered the favorite in this relay, and they're already closing the gap. About a 6/10 difference there on the first 50 of the second 100.
So again, strategy when you're coming down to the relay. If you have a relay with 2 really strong swimmers and a couple that maybe aren't quite as fast, do you want to put them 1-4 or is there other approaches?
So recently there's been a ton of different approaches here as Calvin's closed the gap all the way. It's going to be a dead heat here almost. Wow. Still Albion by 4/100ths of a second into the 3rd swimmer. Recently there's been a lot of different strategies employed. I know Louisville for a long time had Kelsey Worrell and Mallory Comerford on their relays, and those are 2 world-class swimmers. They use them 2 and 4 often.
Oh, really?
They sometimes like to get those girls out to smooth water, as they say. Right now, the Calvin and Albion here really dead heat, even 50s here.
So I take back what I said.
Water.
So I take back what I said about the 2s and 3s for Albion. With Sage Gettings finishing up for Albion, this could be a good finish for them.
A very good finish, no question. Sage was 52 in the open 100.
Yeah, outside, didn't she finish 4th outside smoke there?
She did, yeah, and let's not forget, Hope's got Emma Schaefer here in lane number 3 closing out. Not really a 100 freestyler, but she's a bulldog. She goes after it.
And a senior leader for this Hope team, so Hope in a solid 3rd.
Got a 19/100ths lead there for Albion with Sage Gettings into the water. Calvin looks like they've already inched out to a little bit of a lead there.
Still almost dead even though. All right, going into the last 50 here.
Yeah, this is as close as you want it. About a 3/10 gap there for Calvin to get into the front, but still very close. Emma Schaefer 25.04 for Hope in lane number 3. Oh, it's anybody's race here at the 375 mark.
Who's got it?
Sage Gettings looks great underwater there. Stroke for stroke into the finish.
And
Calvin College 3:29.19.
11/100ths of a second. Hope with a nice 3rd place. And both of those relays, the Calvin and Albion, under 3:30.
And under the B cut. So opportunity for both those schools to be swimming that in a few weeks. Great way to finish this weekend with a really tight race and really fitting of the entire weekend of just tight racing and a tight team race all the way in both genders.
Yeah, so again, looking back on this afternoon, what were the swims that stood out to you the most?
The swims or the swimmers?
Oh, like what races? What race hit you the most?
So far today, I really enjoyed both the boys 2 fly and the 200 breaststroke with the women. Those were exciting races. Just contrast in styles and just really close at the end and really anybody's race. kind of a changing of the guard a little bit in a couple of those events as well. With Julian Kamey here restoring order in that 200 butterfly and getting his own his meet record and
Restoring order, okay.
his MIAA record back for sure.
Yeah, and that's got to be an exciting thing to be able to look back on that and say, you were able to come back from that, to get another person and beat his record for that. So that's awesome.
Individually, though, there's been a lot of standout performances. Certainly, Maddie Smith from Albion in that 100 breaststroke was dynamite. Maggie Farrell from Calvin University in that 100 butterfly 55 is nothing to sneeze at for sure. And then Sarah Krause, of course, from Hope College, 3-event winner and in dominant fashion in a couple of those things. So just exciting swimming to watch all the way around. On the guy side, Ben Catton certainly with 2 individual wins was very strong. And then Iturbe and Julian Kamey. I mean, what can you say? Those guys have been great for a very long time for Calvin now.
Yeah, they've been solid. If you were to look back at a career, how could you compare or who else would you compare Julian Iturbe with?
Oh gosh, yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, he's just been so dominant since he hit this league. Gosh, that's a tough one. I mean, the staying power, kind of like a Ryan Lochte feel to it, right?
Yeah,
he's been around for a while. But just exciting to see, and we want the fastest kids we can possibly find to be in this league, and so it's great for those guys to be able to come here and swim fast, and fun to watch these guys celebrate. They definitely earned it.
And it's again definitely exciting. A lot of our top swimmers, freshmen and sophomores. So
yeah, the future is definitely bright in this league. There's no question about it. On the diving side as well, lots of young divers that are doing a great job, and they're giving out awards now for the 400 free relay.
And I think they'll also be giving. Do they give swimmer the meet award?
I believe they do. Yep.
Okay.
So we'll get through that, and I think they do Coach of the Year, and we're going to have some team trophy giveaway here soon.
So again, any other particular swims or swimmers jump out at you from this afternoon or evening, or just overall for the weekend?
Certainly that the showing there in the 200 backstroke from Colin Kalkman was a lot of fun. Seeing a pair of Hope boys go 149 in the 2 backstroke, those are good to watch. Yeah, Sarah Krause in the 2 back was dynamite as well, right? I mean, just dominant fashion and nailing down an MIAA meet record. The milers were good. It was great seeing Connor Hallberg get in there and Bailey Smith come back from injury to go 1-2 there in the mile, and then how about Jennifer Mann from Olivet in the mile? Man, 500 free mile double. Like, there's no question who the top distance swimmer in this league is, and she goes to Olivet College.
Yeah, and then throw a 200 breast on top of that.
You're right. Yeah, and she closed that 200 breaststroke really well. So, yeah, that young lady definitely has earned a good night's rest. There's no question about it.
Yeah, or as you said, first in line at the buffet for sure.
Yeah, right. No doubt. I really like Connor Robertson in the 200 backstroke as well. I thought he had a dynamite swim. And even though, Declan Tharp had an interesting way of swimming that 200 breaststroke, but I liked it. I liked that he took his shot and he swam his race, and I'm sure he'll learn from that a little bit. But
so that's why I was wondering again, for his future then as a coach, do you increase yardage in training? How do you train differently to be better at a 200?
I think it's more of just a little bit of a race strategy tweak. Okay, so we found out that if we go out in 57, it's going to be hard to close a little bit. So maybe let's go out in 58 high and see if we can close even better. But again, like I said during the broadcast, I'm not at practice every day. I'm not sure what they're training like and what the plan is. And they might find that, man, if I go out slower, I still hurt anyway. So I'm going slower. So why am I getting out slow? Let's get out fast and see where we fall. Just so many different ways to get it done. No question.
And again, as we were discussing before, you as a coach, especially when they're freshmen in college, have to very quickly get to know your swimmers with very little data to work with.
Absolutely, yeah, very quickly. You go through the recruiting process and you're learning if the kid's going to be a good fit on your team as well as being a fast swimmer. And then they get there, then the real work starts. You got to start to learn how to train them. And I didn't come to this school to go slow, so let's figure out how to go fast as well. And if you're seeing on the live stream here the road construction code, we don't know either. We're not sure.
No, so feel free to submit any questions you like.
I'm going to have to hit up Coach Brownell now and find out what the story is with the construction cone.
I'm certain there is one.
There's got to be, and maybe he doesn't know. That's how it goes sometimes. Coach is the last to know because might get us suspended. Hopefully that wasn't from the parking lot doing its duty, so we'll see. There's Albion getting their second place award, well earned. What a great race.
That was an awesome race to watch. Yeah, Sage Gettings on that anchor, really giving everything she had to try and get that race for her team.
Absolutely. And Hannah Brown, what a great leg for her as well, for Calvin to finish that relay out for our cowboy-hatted ladies over there. Just four really good legs from both those relays, and Hope as well. Hanging tough there, going 3:33, and they're about 4 seconds back from the winners there, but still hanging in there and doing their job and finishing that relay and closing out a team title.
Yeah, do what you have to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to finish that race and still went pretty darn fast. Good close to a career for Emma Schaefer. She's been a staple at Hope for several years now. She's a super senior, taking her COVID year this year, and it's been a joy to watch her career over the years.
Yeah, and especially as Hope, for example, transitioned to a new coach, having those strong senior leaders must be a really critical thing for Coach Tabor to keep the team improving.
And it appears Coach Padnott's, Coach Tabor's biggest fan, and it looks like a really smooth transition there, no question.
And their communities. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in offering a round of applause and congratulations to the first ever honorees and winners, Jennifer Ostrowski of Alma College and Cam Wilcox of Hope College.
So just honoring all the seniors here at the meet, and what a long 4 years, and beyond the 4 years, the time it took to get to this point. The age group swimming, the high school swimming, all that. A lot of careers coming to a close here today.
So that's got to be both bittersweet, right?
Absolutely, bittersweet for sure. But you know what? It's such a great journey. They should celebrate it.
And it's also got to be especially good for the young swimmers to see the seniors and sense that emotion that they're feeling at a moment like this and want to have that same thing for their own senior year.
Well, that's where you want to get, right? And obviously the Hope seniors are going to have something a little more special here to be able to take home a championship trophy and finish it that way, but nobody here has got anything to hang their head about. They were all fantastic and competed hard all weekend.
In 2022, the most valuable diver goes to Justin Huttenlocker from Albion.
So they're just announcing Justin Huttenlocker from Albion being the most valuable diver. Congratulations.
Here he comes across the bulkhead. Well-deserved award there for Justin.
And the most valuable male swimmer comes from Calvin, Julian Iturbe.
Julian Iturbe.
No surprise there.
Not a surprise at all. Excellent meet, excellent way to finish off his career. Congratulations to Julian and Calvin University. So now it looks like we'll do the same for the women.
Of course, Julian was our winner in the 200 IM and the 200 free and the 100 freestyle. So, going 3 for 3 winning your events, that's generally going to get you MVP.
Yeah. Hard to argue against that.
That's Abby Coops is our diver of the year from Hope College.
Congratulations to Abby. Did she win both 1 meter and 3 meter?
I believe she did, yeah.
And the most valuable swimmer is her teammate from Hope, Sarah Krause.
Sarah Krause.
Freshman Sarah Krause taking home swimmer of the year as a freshman here in the MIAA. And Carl, you're absolutely right. Abby did win both the 3 meter and the 1 meter. The only 2 boards competed here at the MIAA meet. There's Sarah making her way across the bulkhead.
And again, as you mentioned before, what a testament to the strength of these schools and the strength of this conference that a swimmer who could very easily be a Division I swimmer wants to be here and wants to be a part of this.
Absolutely. Credit to Coach Tabor for helping her see that this can be a great place for her, and credit to her to knowing what's the right spot for her to be in. And it's a great league to compete in. There's no question about it. That's proof right there, both those young ladies.
In 6th place with a score of 232
now we're announcing the team
points,
scores.
Alma. In 5th place with a score of 255 points, Olivet.
So Olivet moves up a place.
It did. First time in several years there for Olivet to move up. Kalamazoo in for 4th.
In 3rd place, Albion. With a score of In second place with a score of 897 points, Calvin.
So 897 points to Calvin. I mean, just have that gap so close with so many points scored. Incredible.
Yeah, that says something about the depth of both of these teams.
13.5 points, the women from Hope College.
And Hope College successfully defends their title.
1,013.5 points.
But again, as you mentioned, you look at that score Calvin had.
Yeah, that can be swung next season, no question.
So now they will be a little bit doing team scores for the men. But as we can see, it looks like we got the Hope team heading out there to collect their trophy.
Get their Instagram moment, that's no question.
Do you think they still do Instagram?
These ones, maybe, I don't know. I'm behind.
Yeah, my kids say that, yeah, nobody does Instagram
Snapchat
anymore,
now, is that what it is?
Yeah,
I'm showing my age and I'm being a dad now.
Well, no, I can definitely say that. My daughter gives me that look. You know, Instagram, Dad, really?
Yeah, well, certainly we're not talking Facebook.
No. Then we're definitely giving away that we're middle-aged to old.
I would say that's for grandpas now.
Congratulations.
Congrats to Hope College there on the win.
Awesome, yes. Nice team picture there. And again, the best part is, look at that, everybody's in there.
Yep.
And as we mentioned, that was the key thing to this. You don't win a meet like this without that fourth and fifth swimmer on your team making those points.
It's absolutely true, and even the kids that swam exhibition, you're a part of it. I mean, every day in training, having the right attitude. You come here with a bad attitude just because you're not one of the scoring swimmers, you can really submarine what your team's trying to get across. And it appears, for the most part, everybody looks like they were all moving in the same direction.
And that comes down to leadership and coaching, right?
As Coach Fleck might say, row the boat, right?
Yeah,
all got to be rowing in the right direction.
Everybody grab an oar, let's go.
Yeah.
In second place with a score of 980 points, Calvin.
Again, 980 for second.
Yeah, you're almost 1,000 points and separated by, 15. That's amazing.
And for the first time since 2010.
So 2010 was the last title.
MIAA men's swimming and diving.
All right, we got a new champion to enjoy here. Congratulations. Nick Tabor and the Hope College men.
Again, first time since 2010. That's an impressive accomplishment for the Hope College team here. Congrats to the Flying Dutchman.
Great season, great meet. And again, that says something again about the strength of this league, that unlike MIAA tennis, which Kalamazoo is up to, 90 in a row now that they've won, except for, I think there was one that they missed. But, yeah.
During World War II, maybe they were gone.
Something like that. But yeah, over the past 10 to 15 years, we've had Olivet, we've had Albion, we've had Calvin, we've had now Hope winning league titles. So,
again, nothing but good news. If there's parity inside these leagues, it's a lot of fun, and it really motivates everybody. Just keep getting better. Go out, recruit even harder, and just keep getting better at every level.
And here the guys are going to come out to enjoy.
Special night here for Hope. Watching the girls, watch the boys win. Got to be a satisfying feeling.
Yeah, definitely a super exciting day for Hope College. Men's basketball, men's swimming and diving, women's swimming and diving, women's basketball, all get full title or share of the title today.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. That HMS flag front and center, that's Hope Men's Swimming. It's part of the culture at Hope College.
Congratulations to the Flying Dutch and the Flying Dutchman of Hope.
A lot of alumni in the crowd here.
Congratulations to all athletes for your performance in this year's championships. This concludes the 2022 MIAA Swim and Diving
Well, Ian, I've really enjoyed this. Had a lot of fun.
Absolutely, Carl. We'll have to run this back next season.
Yeah, I'd love to. So thanks again. And anybody who is still listening, thank you for joining us. This has been a really exciting meet. And once again, for Ian Townsend, I'm Carl Van Fossen signing off. Have a great evening.
Thank you.